What's up, guys? How are we? It's Monday, and I know I'm not normally here on Monday, but this weekend, y'all are not going to get to see me as much as I'll be in Austin at the Oddity Show. Plus, you know what? It's a full moon. Not only is it a full moon, but it's the strawberry moon, and the strawberry moon is for celebrating accomplishments. It's for celebrating successes, for bringing in the harvest and bringing in success. Basically, looking at what's gone right and giving thanks for it and looking at what's still to come. So I thought what we would do, you like the eyebrow thing there? I thought what we would do is do some astrological reads. And I'm just going to let you guys know off the bat, my son's dog is being a complete ass this evening. Is what it is. Apologize in advance. He is hiding under the couch from us, so we can't do squat. Anyway, we're doing astrological reads. I've already got several people on my list, so I'm pulling that up right now. And I'm going to pull you guys up. If you guys would like to get on my list, there are still a few spots left. Don't fret. So I have William Vincent first, and then Andrea, and I cannot pronounce your last name, so I don't want to murder it. Then Miss Catherine, and then Paula. So let me get you all pulled up here. I don't know if I've done a chart for you yet. Have I, William? Let me look. I have not. So here we go. Would anybody like a dog? Would anybody like a naked weenie dog? Because we can make this happen. Just saying what I'm saying. Just saying what I'm saying. All right. So what I'm doing this evening, guys, is looking at William, are you here? I hope so, because I have a question. I need to know what state this is in. Because you wrote down like where it was you were born, but you didn't write down what state. Yay, what state? Hey, I love you. Y'all are so sweet. You guys like my Buc-ee's Beaver shirt? On the back, it says, I'm just here for the snacks. Because that's why I fucking love Buc-ee's. Yeah. Not only that, but yeah. I do custom sigil work. If you guys would like to get one, just send in a request to the site. So I'm just waiting to see Williams what state you were born in, love. I don't know if you said it and I didn't see it, but for these readings, guys, you do not have to know what time you were born. And if you fill out a ticket, because I don't want you to put your stuff here in the chat, but Kentucky, thank you, love. Yeah, that's all I need. All right, William. So what I'm going to look at right now is William's chart, and I'm not going to share it, so you guys just get to see my beautiful face here. I'm not going to share it, but what I'm going to look at is what is changed, what's changed right now with your moon sign, with your rising, so I can kind of tell you what's going on, what you need to look at, etc. Does that make sense? Words and stuff and things? Because with the full moon, we're always illuminating everything. Woo! I may show you your chart, William. Do you want to see it? Because this is a massive change. Do you want to see it? Would you like to see? Because, oh my God. Come closer. So, thank you for the gift, love. Let me turn you around here. So, you guys on YouTube, you won't get to see this. I'm so sorry. But I will tell you guys that this will be on YouTube just in case. All right. So, here's what I wanted to show you. Okay. So I know it's big and it doesn't really fit in the thing. Hey, Daphne Pooh. Here's why I said I wanted to show you this, William. This right here, this is your chart when you were born. Okay? This is what everything looked like the day that you were born. Now, since I don't have your time in, this may be off a little bit because it's right there on that line. So don't worry about that. Okay? So watch this. This is why I said I wanted to show you. That was when you were born. I'm going to jump it to right now today. Look at that. That's why I said I wanted to show you this. Because holy shit, man. Like your moon literally your moon is so hard-headed right now. It's not even funny. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, I see y'all going, whoa. That's why I said, that's why I was like, oh, I was just going to read it for you, but no. Let me show you. So what I'm looking at now, when I'm looking at these readings for you guys, is I'm looking at where your moon is currently sitting. I'm looking at where your Saturn is. I'm kind of looking at all these different things so I can tell you what's affecting you the most right now. Okay? So, whoo. First of all, William, you are absolutely hiding some emotions right now. You are stuffing those bad boys down so hardcore. Like they are so grounded to the back of the attic. Like they're never going to be found right now. They're never going to be found right now. Not only that, but it's only 3 degrees. You have a fuck ton of 3s in here. I don't know if you're seeing all the 3s. And this is just on your chart. It's not even... yeah, it's 3, 33, 3, 3. Do you see what I'm seeing? All of these things and almost all of your placements down here in Libra. So here's what's funny. Your moon and your ascendant, your Venus, your sun, oh my gosh, your Neptune and your Mercury are all in Libra right now, which is ruled by emotions. Woo. I'm just going to go woo a few times here because here's what's funny. Okay. So you're very in touch with yourself right now. Super, super in touch with yourself, who you are as a person, what your emotions are. You're in touch with where you're going in life. You're in touch with your communication. Like you're really learning right now. You are really learning how you best communicate, how people best communicate with you. You're also seeing emotion wise, like, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way. This is why I'm feeling that way, etc. You're doing a fuck ton of shadow work right here is what that tells me. Your ascendant is also currently in Libra, which means this is what you're putting out to the world. You're putting out to the world this view of you being in control of your emotions, of understanding them, of being in touch. But at the same time, you're hiding them like a motherfucker. Like, it is so fun. It is so fun. Oh my God. Then you've got your Saturn over there in Gemini, which is, it's kind of comical. So here's the thing, William. Here's the thing. You are the perfect person to talk to right now for people around you. To help them with their shadow work. You are the perfect person right now to give advice on love, even if you're like, my love life is shit. You are the person right now to give all of the information on love, on where someone should go in life, on how they should present themselves to the world. Like you are so in touch emotionally with shadow work. It's not even funny. So if y'all need help with shadow work, if y'all need to talk to somebody, you need some good advice. No, I'm just kidding, William. I'm just kidding, William. But you're also hiding a ton of stuff that you don't want to deal with. So one of the things you're going to have to do, is really pay attention to that, because this right here is going to be holding you back really hardcore. You can help everybody else right now, but you're not going to be able to help yourself unless you push it. Okay. Here's the thing. Your Mars is also in water. You have the vast majority of your signs in water right now. Do you see that? All of these here, then your Mars, then your Saturn. You've only got those two are in fire. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot of movement. It is a lot of movement. I'm going to turn this back around so y'all can see my pretty little face, because I don't want you guys to see personal information. So you're going to get up close and personal. If you guys would like me to read you, there's a link on my link tree. I only have a specific amount, a certain amount of readings I'm going to do this evening. And they are a little in depth. I'm letting you guys know. So be patient. But I will tell you, if you fill that out and say you have to go, you fall asleep, whatever, I'm streaming live on YouTube as well. So if something happens and you do have to go, you can always watch it. I'm looking at your cardinal signs, like your sign placements right now and what's going on. So this is a great time for you to start new things, because over 50% of where your signs sit right now is in the cardinal phase, which is starting something. So this is the perfect time for you to move forward with plans. Okay. It's also a great time for you to finish things up, because a third of your signs are in that mutable phase, which is finishing. It's not a good time for you to be working on things. Does that make sense? Start something, finish something, but this middle part right here, you're going to have a lot of problems focusing on it. What I love is that half of your placements right now are air placements, which is so much just thinking power going on. I said water while ago, it was air. My sorry. Yeah, so one of the things that sucks is your moon sign is not involved in any major aspects in your chart right now, which means you're going to have a hard time processing your emotions. You can process everybody else's. In fact, your sun has like so many major aspects, both major and hard aspects. It's not even funny, but yeah, you're going to have a really, really hard time processing your own emotions right now. Sorry, I'm looking like over here. I'm trying to look around my phone. But what questions do you have, William? If you do have any, I would just say, know that right now is a great time to start things and a great time to finish things. It's also a great time for you to be helping other people. So I would bet you're probably going to have people finding you and asking you all kinds of weird questions and shit, or telling you their whole life story or whatever. But there's also going to be people that come in your path that don't say much at all, and you just feel like you need to give them some advice, or you need to tell them this or that or whatever. It's for a reason. So do it. It's for a reason. You're on it right now with being able to do that. Scroll back up, yeah. But like I said, you're going to have a hard time processing your own emotions right now. So, all righty. Let me see who else I got. Yeah. All right, Miss Andrea. So let me get Andrea pulled up here. So like I said, guys, hey, Andrea. Let me get you pulled up here. If I can get my fingers to type correctly, like that's, All right, Miss Andrea, you ready? You're so welcome. Yeah. All right. So Miss Andrea, I will try to watch on YouTube, but I can't see. Let me do this. Let me pull YouTube out slightly, and then I can probably make this a little smaller so I can read the comments on YouTube. The only thing is it like it squishes my chart down. So yeah, I will try to read the comments, but yeah. Oh wow. I saw somebody on YouTube said that I was right on with the Pisces reading last week. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm happy that I'm right, but I'm sorry that I'm right. Does that make sense? All right, Miss Andrea, ready? Well, if the live goes in and out, no big deal. It is on YouTube. So this was your chart when you were born. Okay. Let me get you turned over here. This is your chart when you were born. So let me take a look at all your stuff here. Hey, Polly, how are you, love? All right. So here is today. Whoa. Look at that. I love this program. Look at that. Ready? Boom. Look at you pinpointing all the shit. Look at you pinpointing everything you need to change. Holy moly, girl. That's fantastical. Look at how much you've changed. Okay, so here's the good and the bad. Okay, let me say it that way. Here's the good and the bad. See, you had two areas right here. You have points, but for the most part, you were super, super open. You were super, super open. Now, you are majorly focused. Majorly focused. Look at that. Just pinpointed shit. Wow. Okay. Okay, now that I'm over that, I always see, this is why I love this program. So, love, your moon is completely just on the cusp between fire and water. Like it's at 0 degrees. Okay. So, ready? Right now, you are hyper focused on shadow work. It is like almost running everything you do. So, here is the thing. Here's the thing. See where your moon sits right here? This is a major line. See how it's shifted over? So this is much wider than that is. You see what I'm seeing right there? You're really hardcore shifting. Both of these line up with that line. Like your moon's even technically showing in a fire instead of in water. Not only are you hyper focused on shadow work, and not only is it running everything you do moment to moment, you're realizing where there is a lot of stuff that has to change. And not only does it have to change, but you are literally burning shit down. You're burning shit down. So let me turn y'all back around here to my little face, because I'm going to look at some stuff. I don't want to show personal information on here. Here's what's funny. You're like absolutely burning shit down and setting these boundaries in a flamboyant way. It is really funny because that moon being in Sagittarius is just, yeah, you're doing it in a very flamboyant way. what is really interesting about it is where your sun sits and where your rising sits. They're both in an air. So you also are feeling the need to almost over communicate in a way, but do it in a logical way. So it's not like you're emotionally over communicating. Does that make sense? Like, we all know people that when they get upset, they over communicate and they're just like, blah. And they say the same things over and over because they just feel like they need to get it out, 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 out. You, however, when you're burning these bridges and you're setting things down and you're setting boundaries and so on, you're doing it in a super logical way, So it's almost like the person can't even argue with you because they have to admit their downfall in it or their part in it. And you're just not about listening to it at all. So here's what's really funny. And looking at where your cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs sit, half of your signs sit in a mutable part, which is you literally ending things. I'm done. I'm out. Like, I'm not going to let you treat me like this anymore, or this job sucks, or whatever. Like, you are just like, boom, 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 boom. You're done. So, yeah, this is absolutely the time for you to be finishing things up. You own, like, the littlest bit you have is your cardinal, which is starting something new. So this is not the time to start anything new. Like, between now and the next full moon, this is not the time to start anything new. It is absolutely the time to finish as much as you can. Your fixed signs are a third of your signs, which means that you have the drive to push forward through some things that have been kind of sitting there and finish them up too. And I actually feel really sorry for anybody that wants to argue with you about things, because your water, your super emotional part is like a super, super sliver. And your air, you're all about like bombarding people with information right now. The fire is the next biggest. It's a third. So when I'm looking at the elements, over half is air. A third is fire, meaning that you can really, really push someone forward logically and be an amazing inspiration to them right now. But if you have things that need to be done, they're done. Like, you're burning that bridge. What I love about this is that your moon has multiple major aspects right now. Your moon is completely in Mars. Oh yeah, you aren't just burning bridges, like, you're flinging the dynamite, man. Go you. That's like, I know sometimes when you guys hear something like that, you're like, oh God, oh no, like, I'm going to really cause a bunch of ruckus. That's not it. It's because that's what has to happen in your life right now. That's what has to happen in your life right now. You have to clear all of this bullshit out and get done with all this shadow work so you can move forward. And you're really, really pretty balanced as far as your hemispheres and your meridians. Over consciously and subconsciously. Your emotions, your moon, your air, all of it. Okay. Your Mars, everything is in this conscious moving forward. So, yeah, no, it's not hate. It's self-love. Yeah. And I love you. You're on the ball. Like, I hope nobody comes across your path that you need to finish it with, because you're going to finish it. And yeah, you're going to fling dynamite on that bridge if they push you. That's fantastic. I'm just saying. That's fantastic. So it is some of it you playing more, but right now you're super focused. You're super focused with where you want to go in life. That's why you're hyper focused on shadow work. It's also why you're seeing all of this bullshit that people have been doing and putting you through, and you're cutting it out. You're just cutting it out because the universe has you to the point where you're super, man, you just are like pinpointed on where you want to go from here. And actions, emotions, bullshit that has been in your life up to now, you don't have any tolerance for it. So love, set those boundaries, cut those ties, finish all that shit, and get ready, because with the next full moon coming up in July, I guarantee you things are going to shift to where you starting something new is going to be just fantastic. Fantastic. So I'm excited to see you in Austin too. If you guys didn't know, if you're in or around the Austin area, I will be in Austin this next weekend at the Oddities and Curiosities. So you can get your tickets right now if you would like to. There is a limited number now, tickets to see me, like tickets for a reading, not to the event. Okay. So you will have to buy your tickets at the door, or you can go online and get them or whatever. But if you guys want to get a spot to see me, there are a few on my website, or you can come and get your name on the list when you first get there. And if you guys would like to see me in person for a mediumship event, I am doing one the night before the Oddities. And this following weekend, I will be in Oklahoma City. Same thing. You guys can get a ticket to get a reading, personal reading from me in person, palm reading or aura drawing. And yes, I have a mediumship event there in Oklahoma City too. So yes. All righty. So I have Miss Catherine Mazel next. So let me pull you up, love. I think I already have your chart. Let me see if I can find you. There you are. All right, girl. Ready? So I will be in California in August, the very last week of August. So you guys on the East Coast, I know you're disappointed you don't get to see me this summer, but I will tell you what, since the majority of my stuff this year has been through the Bible Belt, the Midwest, as well as the West Coast, you guys on the East Coast and Florida and so on, y'all get me next year. I'm just saying. Hey, Kathy, I did not get to reach out to you the other night, and I am so sorry, love. I was exhausted as shit after those readings on Saturday. All right, so let me turn you here. All right, Miss Kathy. There's your pretty little diamond. All right, we ready to see what it looks like right now? Oh, okay. I saw your message there, William. Crystals that might help you. Crystals that might help you. Right now, prehnite would be a good one. Fluorite would also be a good one. Blue apatite would also be a good one. Okay. So, Miss Kathy, you ready? This is you when you were born. Your beautiful little diamond there. I love that you're still a diamond. You just see, look, you just shifted. You just shifted. And you got stronger in several areas. Most of your stuff right now is focused with family. So your moon over here is completely grounded in an earth sign. And it's really your only earth placement right now. That's interesting. So here's what's up, Kathy. Emotionally, like with your moon, the things that you're working on with shadow work and so on, you've kind of stuck your feet in the sand, your head in the sand, really. With your moon being in Virgo, you're really, really, really overthinking everything shadow work wise right now. Shadow work wise. Words are hard. Sorry. You're really overthinking everything right now. Your ascendant is there. Your Neptune is there. You're overthinking everything right now. But here's the thing, even though you're overthinking everything, you're also putting out this major strong energy. It's just exuding from you as you go forward. So nobody's wanting to question you on anything either right now. But you have your Mars, your Jupiter, and your Sun all in Cancer right now. Your Mercury's in Leo, meaning you're happy to argue right now with anybody. It's your way or the highway. It's your way or the highway. Your Venus is in Gemini. That's interesting. All right. So let me turn you back around here. Nope, this is not Cafe Astrology, love. This is actually a professional software program. All right, Miss Kathy. So here's something that's going to be causing an issue with you right now. You're exuding this confidence and this power, and you're overthinking things. And now the overthinking is good and bad. Hello, in Sydney. The overthinking can be good and bad, guys. So just because you're overthinking something doesn't always mean you're going to take things wrong. Here's my first yawn. There we go. If you guys have never watched me read, I tend to not take a lot of breath sometimes when I'm talking. So then I start yawning because my brain's like, hey, bitch, you need oxygen. Okay. So, Miss Kathy, 46% of your signs right now are in the cardinal phase, which is new energy, starting something, moving forward. Then you have 40% of them in the mutable, which is ending stuff. You only have 13% in that fixed phase, which is getting from start finish. So the problem is you're butting heads with yourself on starting stuff and finishing stuff. That's all you want to do. Start something or finish something. Like you're having a problem focusing on the work in the middle. And with that overthinking aspect of yourself, you're really, really leaning on your intuition and your emotions right now. With you leaning on your emotions and with you leaning on your intentions, you're going to have to really protect yourself because half of your signs right now are in a water sign. You're going to really have to protect yourself because it's great to have a lot of your stuff in a water sign, especially when you're overthinking things, because you're trusting your gut in how to react and how to go forward. However, it also makes you super open to other emotions, to other people's energies. And so if you're not protecting yourself, you're going to take some of that in, and then you're going to be overthinking emotions that aren't even yours. Does that make sense? So you have some interesting major aspects. Your moon is in your Mars. Your ride's right with your rising too. Okay. So right now, thank you, Imali. I love you too. Right now, Miss Kathy, protection is key for you. Okay. Protection is key for you because, like I said, you're overthinking. I'm looking at all these other numbers. You're overthinking all of these other things. And your intuition is just taking over with stuff. So you're going to have to super protect yourself. Super, super protect yourself. So all the protections. Just letting you know. Sorry. I almost put in the wrong thing. All righty. Miss Paula, you about ready? You pull yours up. I don't think I have pulled your chart before, love, because you have a very, very interesting name. And I don't recognize that last name. Thank you, love. So protections that would be good for you right now, I would definitely be using some oil, perfume, etc., and putting sigils on yourself. So one of the main things I do, guys, is especially when I'm in public. Hang on just a second here. Let me get Miss Paula's pulled up so we can chat. One of the main things that I do is I sigil myself. I sigil my arms. I sigil I sigil up and down, like deflection, protection, etc. I put big protection sigils and wards right here on my chest. I do it in oil in a roller ball. With protection wise too, you need to be carrying something on you. Any black stone is protective, guys. So when I say protections, if you're like, okay, I need to grab a stone or whatever, please, feel free to do so. I'm not going to recommend a specific black stone because there are so many. I want you to pick the one that you're drawn to. Just intuitively pick, and then later look up and go, okay, I picked Jet, and Jet is for blah, 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 and I had blah, blah, blah happen today. Trust your gut. Trust your gut, okay? You also want to make sure that you're kind of keeping just a little bit of distance between you and other people's energy. Does that make sense? Like, don't be letting people ride up here in your energy, if that helps out a little bit. So, there you go. So, with the months, I believe so. Because if you really look into astrology and you look at what your sign is, now you're not going to match 100%. Say you're an Aries, you're not going to match 100% with your Aries because so many other things go into that, your moon, your rising, all those things. So you're not going to ever match 100% with anything because you have all these other things that go on. So, all right, Miss Paula, you ready? Let me turn you around here, love. So there is Miss Paula. You are so welcome, Miss Kathy. I thought that I had some chips right here to nibble on, but I do not. Okay. So, Miss Paula. This is you when you were born. You have a really interesting arrow. Holy crap. Okay, ready? If you guys haven't received your star seed yet, or you are missing an energy drawing, if you would shoot a message to the site, that way I can keep track of it because it's too hard for me to keep track of it here on TikTok. But especially with the energy drawings, that way I can look at the ones that I have left here. All right, Miss Paula, you ready? Wow. Okay. So, Miss Paula, you went from being laser focused on one thing to realizing the universe doesn't always like to be put on a path. It has its own path. So you're spread between 3 different things right now. Crazy spread between 3 different things right now. Ooh. Your moon's also right on a cusp there. Aquarius and Pisces. It's just slightly over on the Pisces side, but Ooh, you have a ton of water going on right now. Okay. Okay. So let me turn y'all back around. All right, Miss Paula. So here's what's up with yours. You are caught on, you are caught, like literally the rock in the hard place, because your moon is sitting right on that cusp of the Aquarius and the Pisces. It's just slightly over the Pisces line. So the Pisces makes you want to be sociable and talk to people and give and be happy and nice and sweet. And then the Aquarius side is like, no people. I don't want to people. Don't make me people. And then you're like, no, I really kind of want to go do this and people. And then you're just like arguing with yourself. Yes, people know people. Yes, people know people. Like you're just arguing with yourself. So you're probably driving people around you nuts right now when you're like, yes, I want to do all the things. And then you sign up to do all the things. And then last minute you're like, I'm sick. I don't want to do it. And what's even funnier is your sun's in Capricorn right now. So you are putting off this super stubborn, hard-headed, focus vibe. It's a good vibe. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Capricorn, so I can say that about Capricorns, okay? We are stubborn. I'm just saying. There's a reason we're the goats. But you're super laser focused on you, where you're going, where your path is, etc. You don't have a lot of other earth placements right now. Your ascending is in Virgo, which tells me that you're really hypercritical about everything, especially the things with you and that you do. And I would bet that you're overthinking things you say, how you look, all of that stuff. So let me look at these other placements. Will you do me a favor? Oh, I love you. Actually brought me chips. I was just fixing to ask you about that. So I ordered dinner for us all, and we were all excited to get dinner. And then the restaurant, because I DoorDashed it, they canceled our order. And I had, no, these are good. I had only about an hour between a meeting I had and this. So I was waiting for food to get here, and I didn't find out until about 20 minutes before my live. So I had no time to eat. And I'm not happy about it. All right. So, Miss Paula, right now, 46% of your chart is in the mutable sign phase, which means that's ending shit. 33% is in the cardinal. The thing that I do like, though, is that you have a very even number in the fixed. Like, it's not a third. It's a third, 20%, and then almost half, like 46%. So you are all about moving forward right now. You're all about finishing some things up, not cutting things off, but finishing them up, tying up loose ends, getting ready to move forward. And you've got all these other ideas that are heading into place as far as where you want to go. So it's like, as you finish something, a new idea comes in. You finish this, a new idea comes in. You have a pretty even kill on the other side. Thank you for the dinosaur. I love me some dinosaur. You have a pretty even kill between your water, your air, and your earth right now, which means that you're focused, you're being practical about stuff, you're communicating well, you're using your intuition and your gut. Now, your fire is a little bit smaller, which means that your drive can kind of be like falling down slightly, but it's not super bad. You're pretty well-rounded right now. Okay. Here's what you're going to be fighting over yourself with. The people aspect. I want a people, I don't want a people, but your moon. Okay. Your moon is right in some issues with your Jupiter. Oh, I clicked off of it. Shit. Hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. Dang it. I gotta get back into yours, Paula. I'm sorry. I clicked the button that I thought it was, not the button I actually wanted. There we go. So your moon is completely parallel to Mercury right now. With it being parallel to Mercury, it means that you're going to be wanting to talk about some of these deep, dark emotions, this shadow work. You're also super, super hypocritical about your shadow. So I would advise to be careful who you talk to about your shadow and about your shadow work. Make sure you talk to somebody that you feel has done the things. They have been through some shadow work. They've been working on it. Or somebody who is a therapist, a counselor, something like that, that understands shadow work as well. Because right now you feel the need to work through some of this stuff. And to work through it, you need to words it. You need to be talking about it. You also have an issue with your moon kind of clashing with your personal power. So this is another reason why you want to be careful about who you talk to with this shadow work stuff, because you're having an issue putting your personal power out there. You don't want to give anybody any inkling, anything over your personal power. Does that make sense? So bottom line is, going forward, tie up all these loose ends between now and the next full moon. Pay attention to who you're talking about your shadow work with. Find you somebody that you trust, somebody that's a guide, somebody that knows what they're talking about as far as shadow work. And trust is going to be the main issue with you there. And just know that you're going to be back and forth all month with, I want a people. No, I don't want a people. Your friends are just going to have to deal with it. Because you're going to make plans and you're going to agree to do the things. And then last minute, you're going to be like, I don't want to do them now. I feel that on a deep level. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I love this music, but at the same time, it's putting me to sleep. So let's find us something else. Yeah. Yeah. It's great to listen to and I'm loving it, but I can't. It's putting me to sleep. Let's see here. Viking music. Okay. Here we go. You're so welcome, Miss Paula, honey. Who do I have next? The beautiful Carol. Have I pulled your chart before, Carol? I have not. Alrighty. How are you, sugar? So, guys, just in case you haven't paid attention, it is Bucky the Beaver. Every time I see one that I haven't stopped at, I have to stop, and I usually buy a fucking t-shirt, and the back of the shirt says I'm just here for the snacks, because I get super excited when I see a Bucky's because of all the snacks, even though I'm diabetic and I can't eat the fudge and the sugar and stuff. Anyway, I digress. But you guys are fantastic, and I love you because you've been throwing all of the views at me lately. All right. Let me get Carol's pulled up. Ready? Wowza. Carol. Y'all want to see something pretty? Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Look at that. Ooh, you are fun to argue with. Oh my God. Your sun and your Mercury are in Taurus. Ooh, goddamn. Remind me never to argue with you, Carol. This right here is so impressive, sugar. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. You are super family oriented. Okay. All right. Here we go. Ready? Okay. That's when you were born. This is now. Ooh, look at that. Okay. All righty, girl. So right now, you know how you have that beautiful big square? You've lost part of that, but at the same time, you've closed off some things. You've become way more protective of you. Your sun sits right on that Cancer Gemini cusp right now. Holy shit. Okay. So this up here, you have your Mars, your moon, all of these. This one I'm not too concerned with in this reading, but you have two major things in Capricorn right now. Your moon and your Mars, which means your emotions are in this. This is a perfect music for this too. Your emotions are in battle mode right now. Your shadow side is in battle mode right now. You're looking at things with yourself in a bring them up and let's strike them down. Bring them up and let's strike them down. And strike them down doesn't mean good or bad. It's just put them up on the chopping block. The Mars being in Capricorn right now tells me that you are in this quiet, passionate, move forward phase. Capricorns play the long game. They sit and they think and they plan and they focus. And so when your Mars is in a Capricorn, your Mars is your passion and your sex drive and your, all the energy. So when your Mars is in a Capricorn, and it's also, okay, that means that your passion, like you could probably cut stone with how laser focused your passion is right now. All right. So let me do this. Let me flip you back around to my little face because I don't want to share information. Let me pull this up. Your sun is just barely sitting in Cancer right now. All right, girl. Ready? I'm looking now at your cardinal, your fixed, and your mutable. 60% of your chart right now sits in a cardinal sign, which is new beginnings, it's new energy, and it's moving forward. Now is the time to do the things, to start the things. There is so much ambition and so much drive and so much capability behind you right now. There's literally no stopping you and moving forward. There's just not. Don't stress too much about the how. Just do it. The how is going to fall into place because your how right now is only 13%. Then you have almost 30% in the finishing, in the mutable phase, which means you're going to have the energy to finish those few things that need to be done before you can move forward. But right now, your ambition is on point. As far as your elements go, you're pretty even between water, fire, and earth right now, which again is driving forward that ambition and so on. You're doing it very practical. You're being very productive with the things that you're doing. You're also working with your intuition. And it's actually the strongest of those three right now. So trust your gut. If your gut's, I love seeing that, you're ready to move forward. If your gut's telling you to move forward, now's the time to move forward. If your gut tells you do this, follow it, because it's the biggest part of your chart right now. Your air is kind of smaller. So here's the thing. You're going to have to really pay attention to your communication, because your air being small means that you're not really wanting to share a lot right now. You're not wanting to talk a lot about what's going on in here right now. With all of those signs being in Capricorn, your moon especially, you don't want to talk about shit. Here's the thing about us Capricorns, guys. We don't like to talk about our emotions at all. Capricorns will have emotions. I'm just saying. That is one area that I can admit my own downfall in, is that I hate to talk about my emotions. I'll talk about yours all day long. I don't want to talk about mine. You're also extremely balanced between the energy you're putting out and the energy you're bringing in. So that's fantastic. Like 7 and 8, like that kind of balance. You're super balanced right there. So in moving forward, as far as putting out energy and pulling energy in, it's perfect. It's perfect right now. On the subconscious and the conscious, you are moving forward with more of a conscious effort, just slightly. So, Miss Carol, yes, girl, it is the perfect time for you to move forward with things. It is the perfect time. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Do the things. Do the things. Do all the things. In fact, all 3 of your major placements right now are cardinal signs, which is moving forward. So, yes, do all the things, girlie. That makes me super excited for you. Being a cardinal sign, I love to do new things. I'm always wanting to do new things. Guys, if you get any kind of message from me, air quotes, saying that I want to give you a reading, just know that is not me. I barely have time to even figure out what day it is, much less if I can message people. Yeah. And know that I also will never say grand rising, beloved. So basically, if you get a message from me, feel free to absolutely fuck with them and waste their time, because they're wasting your time. They're wasting my time. See how many times you can make them run to the post office or whatever. I'm just saying. See how many times you can make them do whatever. And then report and block. Saying what I'm saying. All right, Miss Carrie. So I've got Carrie Beeman next. There we go. So I've got Carrie Beeman, Penny Pooh, then Jennifer Forge, Kathy Dobbins, Victoria, Morgan Henning, Caitlyn, Nicole Inman, Amber Kellison. I'm just going to say your last name repeatedly. Elizabeth Robinson, Shannon, Melissa Bishop, Victoria Faust, and Denise Schwartz. Let me refresh, because I thought this said 21, but that was only 17. Y'all can watch me shake my head back and forth here. There we go. All right. All right, Miss Carrie, you ready? So, here we go. So here's Miss Carrie when she was born. So let me tell you guys right now, when we're looking at this, I'm not looking at your rising too much because unless I already have your birth time where I've already pulled a chart for you, that could be incorrect. Your rising changes every 2 hours, which is why people want to know when you were born, what time. I'm not looking at that in this chart, okay? That's why I don't need to know it. All right, you ready to see how it looks today? This is the day you were born. Whoa. All right. Okay. Your sun and your Mercury right now are full on in Leo, meaning you're all about the this is funny. You're all about the drama, but actually in a good way. You're all about enjoying shit right now. You are really all about enjoying shit right now. And with you enjoying shit right now, it is your way or the highway. So if you're enjoying something and somebody comes in and they're trying to ruin that shit, you're out. And actually they're out. You're going to make them be out because your Mars is also over here in Sagittarius. So yeah, you're not playing around at all. All right. I do love this, how you have all these perfect triangles right here. So that's why I said whenever somebody comes up and they're really screwing with your vibe, you kind of you cut them off pretty flamboyantly. It's kind of, I would like to see it. I'm just saying, I would like to see it. So let me pull up these other parts here. One of the things I find interesting is that your sun and your moon right now are in fire signs. Your sun's in Leo. Your moon right now is in Aries. Your rising is not. So at least you don't have 3 of your major signs in fire, but your Mars being in fire, it's kind of interesting. All right. So right now is a fantastic time for you to knuckle down with some things, working through that middle phase, that the nitty gritty. Like you're finding a lot of peace in busting through shit that's been sitting there for a while. You're not even so much worried about finishing it. You just want to get the bulk of it done. That's your next month between now and the next full moon. Because the cardinal aspect and the mutable aspect, they're 20 and 26%, 26% and 20%. Thank you, love. So you have ambition. You have the capability to start new things. You just don't feel you need to right now. Then you're also very flexible and you're able to change. You're just not worried about that right now, mainly because you have your sun and your moon in fire, and then your rising is in Taurus, which is, that's all the stubborn. I'm just saying right now, it's all the stubborn. You are firmly in the middle and you're moving forward, and you're not letting anybody push you off that path. Like I said, almost half of your chart today for the full moon is in fire, meaning that is drive, it's inspiration, it's just moving forward. The other biggest part of your chart here, elemental wise, is air, which is processing through things, very logically and intellectually. Your smallest aspect up here is your water, which is your intuition. So you are going to have to work. You are going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to work to hear it. It's almost like all of the brain is pushing down your intuition a little bit, isn't it? I don't think you feel disconnected. It's just not as loud as it used to be, or as it has been. It'll come back. Don't stress about it. Okay. So you're moving forward pretty consciously as far as being objective of your emotions, of your shadow work, of your passion and your drive, your karma, you've got some interesting placements in your south right now, your south hemisphere. Your north is where your sun, your personal power, that's all subconscious. So you're making conscious decisions to move forward on certain things, especially where your path is going, especially where your spirituality is going, and especially where your shadow self is going. The rest of it's kind of on autopilots. If that makes a second. If that makes sense. If that makes a second. As far as your meridians go, you're a little counterbalanced there. And what's funny is it's almost the exact same. It's just flipped. It made sense to me because I'm looking at them. It didn't make sense when I said it that way. I'm so sorry. Your stuff that are in your east meridian are some of the same things over here that are in your south. So your east is the energy you're putting out, which is your shadow self. You also have your Saturn there and your Venus there. So you're really putting out a lot of feminine power. You're putting out the don't fuck with me vibe right now. The rest of it is all the energy you're taking in. So here's where you're going to have to really be careful over this next month. Personal power and communication. You're going to have to really be careful that you don't allow other people to overshadow some of your own drive and ambition. And this is only going to be the case with people that you care about and that you allow under that radar, that you allow under that personal power, that feminine, I'm going to push forward whether you like it or not kind of drive. Oh, I did it again. Shit. Hold on, Carrie. One thing I love is that this saves your charts in. So that way, if I ever need to pull your chart again, I can just pull it right up, which is good because I've clicked off a couple of y'all's charts now. Shit. Okay. Your moon is a huge ruler right now. Okay. So your moon is in conjunction with your Saturn and your Venus, meaning, thank you, William, meaning that, like I said, that feminine power is through the roof, but also that karma. I'm looking at the other things your moon is butting heads with, because your moon has so many placements in your chart right now. It's butting heads with your Mars, but it's perfect with your Mercury. Okay. So your moon is parallel with your Mercury, meaning it's going to be very easy for you to talk about shadow aspects of yourself. But it is very, very, it's butting heads with your Mars, meaning that when you're exuding this feminine power and your authority, you're also kind of feeling disconnected from yourself as far as your sexual self. Does that make sense? So don't get too stressed out about some things right now. Right now, you're focused on moving forward, not beginning something new and not ending something. You're focused on the meat of moving forward. I hope that helps, love. I always love seeing that somebody is moving forward, that they are not in a phase where they're messing around. So I love that, Carrie. I love that. Don't let anybody pull you off of that right now. You're welcome, sugar. All right, Miss Penny Pooh, ready? I am not in Texas right now. Nope, I was in Dallas this last weekend, and I will be in Austin this coming weekend. I will be in Oklahoma City the following weekend. All right. So, Miss Penny Pooh. I love that literally this is when you were born. I love that all of your shit's here except for your Chiron, which is way up here in the Gemini. Laughing at you, Penny. Sorry. So I was just in Dallas last week for a retreat. It was a private thing. I didn't do any appointments, guys. This next weekend, I will be in Austin at the Oddities and Curiosities, and I will absolutely be doing appointments. You can RSVP on my website. All right, Penny Pooh. If you guys want to know where I'll be, on my website under the events tab, you guys can see all the different events that I'm hosting, the ones that I'll be at, etc. That way you guys can find out when I'll be close to you, if you'd like to see my little face in person. Here we go, Penny. Wow, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Remember how I was laughing that all this was here and your Chiron was up here? This is today. All your Chiron did was really get higher. Watch. All of this stuff is still down here, okay? Ready? Penny doesn't change much. Penny really doesn't change much. In fact, I'm even looking at the placements here. Your Chiron is still in Gemini. So, Penny, what I love about this is that you have always been who you've been, and you've made no apologies for it, and you refuse to make apologies for it. But right now, between this moon, this full moon, and the next one, you are more genuinely yourself than you have been in a very long time. Your moon sits way over here by itself, though, in Aquarius, which tells me that you're really pulling back on some of your shadow self and keeping it kind of under wraps right now. Not only are you keeping it under wraps, you're really overthinking it, girl. Oh, pins. All right. Look at this other stuff right here. Okay, you're kind of in the same boat with Carrie in that you have half of your signs in the cardinal, fixed, and mutable. You have half of them in the fixed, which means you are absolutely determined to move forward and get the bulk of things done. You don't really give too much. You really don't give two shits about the starting something new. In fact, that's the lowest part. Your cardinal is 20%, which is your ambition is starting something new, etc. You don't really care too much about that. You've got too much on your plate right now, and you're trying to finish the bulk of this middle. What I do love, though, is that your mutable is 30%, meaning as you're getting the bulk of this stuff done, you're working through it, you're happy to finish it and sweep it off your plate. Here's, when I'm looking at your elements, here's the immediate problem I see over the next month. Your earth is like a sliver. It's like 6%, meaning you are going to have a lot of problems staying grounded, staying practical, and staying productive. Productive may not be the right word. I'm going to say focus is probably a better word. Half of your chart, well, a third of your chart is fire, a third is air, almost a third is water, and then this little sliver is earth. You are ready to move forward with stuff. You are happy to share all of your stuff logically, intellectually, your words. And your intuition is on point right now. But that little sliver of earth tells me you're going to have a problem grounding over this next month, Penny. You have some interesting aspects with your moon as well. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. So the vast majority of your sign placements are in your northern hemisphere, which is your subconscious and how you're moving out into the world. You're kind of on autopilot right now with, okay, I'm going to knuckle down and get this shit done. You're just on autopilot with it. What is interesting is that your moon and your Chiron are conscious and out in front of everything. So that's why you're being a little protective of it. And it's very, very overwhelming. The vast majority of you is on autopilot right now as far as getting things done. As far as your meridians, what you're putting out is a lot. You're also in that feminine power bracket, but what's interesting is you're in a balanced bracket. Like, you're seriously putting out that feminine, divine feminine power, but your Mars is also in your East node, meaning you're putting out some masculine power as well. You're really putting out a balance, Penny Poo. What you're going to have to be really careful is, and here's the other problem I see aside from the grounded aspect, your moon is over in the Western hemisphere, which is things you've taken from other people. So the West is what you've taken from other people, that energy. Being that your moon is over there and your Mercury is over there, your personal power is over there, your ascending is over there, like everything else is over there. Don't let other people's shadows and their shadow work and their shadow sides affect you too deeply, because that's what's about to happen. You're going to have to really protect yourself with that, okay? You're going to have people around you. You're going to have people just on the street, etc., that their shadow self is just oozing out from them, and you're going to feel that. So you're going to have to really be careful that you don't allow their shadow to get in too much to overwhelm you or anything like that. Okay? So be really careful, Penny Poo. Don't make me have to throat punch people for you. I'm just saying. So knuckle down and get the things done. You have all the energy to do that. Right now, your sun and your moon are in conjunction, meaning that you're perfectly balanced to move forward. What stone would be good for you, Penny? Chaurite is a good one if you can find it. It's kind of like armor for your aura. It helps to balance and protect all of your chakras, keep them in alignment. It also helps to protect your auras. If you can't find chaurite, because it is a little bit expensive, and I would bet right now it's super expensive because it's only found in one place in Russia. Prenite would be a good one because that one will help heal some aspects of you. Tourmalated quartz would be a good one. Jet would be a good one. Hawkeye would be a good one. All of those would be a good one. Any and all. All right, Miss Jennifer. Let's see if I have your chart already. I do not. The first time I'm looking at yours. All righty. All right, Miss Jennifer. Wow, y'all ready to see this? I love this part. This is like my favorite part of doing y'all's charts, is seeing this and then flipping it. Oh, well, hi, Gary. It's nice to see you. Look at you with the purple flames. How are you, Jennifer, love? All right. So here's Miss Jennifer. This is when you were born. Now, like I said, this one could technically be different because it is pretty close to a cusp there. But, so don't worry about your ascending on here. Ooh, you're fun to argue with too. Your Mercury's in Taurus. You're the kind to flip a table when somebody isn't listening to you. Sorry. Oh, you beat the shit out of yourself. Your moon's in Scorpio. Just barely. Oh, girl. It's also on the Libra cusp. It's not even on the Sagittarius cusp. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I digress. You ready, Miss Jennifer? Here you go. This is you today. Wow. Okay. Right off the bat, let me tell you that you're catching everybody else too much and you need to focus on yourself. You want to know how I know that? Okay. Here is you right now, or here is you when you were born. See all these laser focused points like this? This crown? See your crown? See that? It's all down here. Wide open. Everything down in here is focused a ton on family and everyone else. You are putting yourself so far last, it's not even funny, sugar. All right, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. So your Mars and your Mercury are both in Leo. Not only are they both in Leo, they are firmly in Leo. They are not going anywhere, which means somebody pisses you off and they are getting the full brunt force of any and all bullshit that you can bring their way. And you have no problem speaking your mind right now, especially over this next month. So if somebody crosses you, if they peak anything at all, you're going to tear them you're literally going to rip them a new asshole with some words. But here's the thing too. That has its good and its bad. So that was the bad. The good part is that Mars is also your passion. So this next month, when you find something you're passionate about, people are probably not going to get you to shut up about it. And that's a good thing, because it means that you can really, really move forward with learning, with the rabbit holes. Let me say it that way. You can really move forward with the rabbit holes. But I will say right now, if somebody pisses you off, it is going to be hard for you to hold your tongue. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a couple people that try you, that push your buttons a little bit, that you're going to say some shit and some stuff and then go, ooh, I don't know where that came from. It just did. It just came out. All right, let's look at this other stuff. So I'm still a little worn out from this weekend, guys. It's not so much that I'm sad. I'm just worn out. I got a little too much sun on Saturday, and I was sick as fuck all day yesterday. I had a gnarly migraine, and yeah, it wasn't fun. I don't recommend it. So I'm still a little recovering today, but it is what it is. All right, girlie. So over half of your placements are in the cardinal placements, which means right now your ambition and your drive and your need to know all the things is through the roof. It is pushing you forward. Your fixed part is only about 13%, meaning you don't really want to deal with the meat. You don't really want to deal with the middle. You just want to rush forward and do the things. And that's exactly what the universe is pushing you to do right now. And then you have 33% in the mutable area, which is finishing things up. So you are going to have some things that you let go of, because we have to clear out some old things to be able to move forward with the new. So the things you're wanting to do, the ideas, the drive, all of the new rabbit holes, this is the time to fall down them. This is the time to fall down them. This is the time. The how will come later. The do it now. The how will come later. As far as your elements go, you have a slight majority in fire, which is drive and enthusiasm. Your earth and your air are equal. They're 26, a little over 26.5%. Meaning that you're really grounded in where you're going and what your path is. Like you're focused and you're very solid in who you are right now. That's also part of why I said that those two things being in Leo, you're authentically you and not making apologies for it and moving forward. Like there's no stopping you right now. And I love too that your air is the other big part of that, because you're doing so logically. You're not acting out of emotion. Now, your emotion and your intuition is only about 13%, meaning that your logic is going to outweigh your intuition. So you are going to really have to watch out for that. It's almost double. Like it's that far away. So you're going to have to really, if your gut is pushing at you really hard and you do something anyway, and you're like, nope, logically, I need to do this. Just know that if your gut's screaming at you, even through that, you need to pay attention to it, because your brain is going to be trying to brain everything instead of listening to your gut. So what I find really funny is you have way more placements in your northern hemisphere, which is your subconscious and moving how you move out in the world. I'm gonna yawn. There it is. Two full yawns. With your southern hemisphere, the main placement there that I'm looking at is your Jupiter, which is your personal power. And that's what you're putting out consciously to the world. So make sure that the personal power you're putting out is what you want to put out. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times we'll put stuff out and it's not quite what we meant to put out. So your north far outweighs your south and your west far outweighs your east. The only thing in your east that is interesting, well, not the only thing, your Saturn and your Venus are there, but the fact that you have your personal power that you're putting out to the world, and then you have your Saturn and your Venus in what you're being very assertive with, this is your personal power. And here's the thing. You know how I said earlier that there's going to be some people that kind of come across you or whatever, and they get the brunt of whatever anger you have in there. And you said, I'm not really like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your Saturn is in the east, meaning that you are going to be some people's karma over the next month. You are going to be their karma. You're put in their path to either slice and dice them with your tongue or something with your words, but you are people's karma. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. So, no pressure. Three. Yeah. Jennifer, so you have 4 different aspects of your Mercury placement. Your Mercury is very, very even kill with your Venus and your Saturn. It's parallel with your Pluto and is perfectly balanced with your Chiron. Thank you, love. So if you feel the need to say something to somebody, do it. Because chances are you're their karma one way or the other. Okay? But move forward. Fall down the rabbit hole. Do the things, Jennifer. Do all the things. Start all the things. Aw. How are you? All right, Miss Kathy Dobbins. I don't think I pulled your chart yet, so let's look. I have not. Squeaky clean, brand new chart coming right up. All right, Miss Kathy, ready? Oh, I'm like about to sit here and just start talking, and I'm like, guess I can flip it over so you can see, huh? All right, here we go. So this is the day you were born here, love. You're pretty balanced all around there. Okay. I mean, you do have a lot bunched up down there, 2 Geminis, 2 Tauruses. But you're pretty balanced, girl. All right. Ready to see today? Here we go. Time warp. Cha. Whoa. So, here's what's interesting. Thank you, love. You're still really balanced. You see that? You're still pretty spread out, pretty balanced. But that was a huge change. Look at that. You used to stand up way more for yourself, girl. And now you just, and I don't think it's that you stand, it's not that you don't stand up for yourself. It's that you just walk away from shit. Yeah. It's that you just walk away from shit. So your Sun and your Venus are in Leo right now, meaning you're putting out an amazing amount of feminine power. Your Moon is in Scorpio, meaning you're beating the shit out of yourself about things in the past. Okay. Alrighty. Did you miss my face? So let's look at the rest of this stuff here. I'm gonna have to go get my whoopee because I'm fucking freezing. I clipped off your chart, Daddy. Hey, Ashley. Is there any way I can talk into grabbing my hoodie or a blanket or something? Like, I'm freezing. I don't know. I don't know. It's still hot as fuck here. I don't know about how the temperatures are where y'all are, but I sit right under the vent here, and so I'm freezing. All right. Wow. All right, Miss Kathy. So I'm impressed with this. Thank you for the little paper cranes again. Oh, I thought I was going to yawn, but I didn't. Kathy, I'm super impressed with this. 40% of your chart is fixed, 40% is mutable, and 20% is cardinal. And what's funny is it forms a little Y. It forms the peace sign, almost straight forms the peace sign, or the protective rune. What is really interesting about it, though? You're almost half. Oh, I love you. Thank you. You're almost half. Let's get shit done. Let's knuckle down and get shit done. And half, I'm finished with this. So you really have a lot of stuff on your plate right now. Not only do you have a lot on your plate right now, I think that it's probably been piling up on you for a while. And right now, your chart and the universe is like, okay, here's all of these things. Let's finish all of these things. This is not a time when you're going to be wanting to start anything new. You might start a couple things. There it is. Wait. Who's counting my yawns? Was that 4 or 5? Shit. Well. Miss Cat. I really love that that's so even like that. 40, 40, 20. I rarely see whole numbers. That's why I'm kind of fascinated with it. It's pretty balanced. It's pretty well balanced. I'm just letting you know. I'm glad y'all are counting. Thank you. As far as your elements go, 40% of that is air, meaning that you're moving forward logically, super logically right now. So the next two biggest parts are equal. It's a little over 26%. That's your earth and your fire. Girl, you're ready to just clear the shit out. You're cleaning out the attic. Not only are you cleaning out the attic, but you're doing it with a purpose. You're doing it very grounded in who you are, and there's really no stopping you. You're going to get stuff in your mind over this next month that you need to finish, you need to clear out, you need it, like it needs to go. Bye-bye. And there's not going to be any stopping you. The only thing that I'm going to say here, and this is like a couple others, but yours is little bitty. Yours is only 6%, is your water, meaning that you're going to be really out of touch with your intuition. And I actually think that this is a good thing right now, because I would bet, just in looking at some of these things and looking at your chart when you were born, I'd bet you're really, really empathic. And so your intuition can get in the way of you moving forward and getting the things done, getting all the things done logically. So right now, with you being very logical and very grounded, your intuition is little bitty. So you are going to feel cut off from it over the next month. But it's a good thing, because you have so much on your plate that has to get cleared out. That's why the universe is like, okay, intuition is little right now, so don't stress, okay? It's going to come flooding back, and it'll be back to where it was. But over this next month, your intuition is kind of going to be on the back burner, because you need to brain through all of this pile of stuff that's been on you. Okay. There's 5. There's 5. What's really cool is that your north and south are almost equal. They're 8 and 7. So for every conscious action you make, there's a subconscious action. There's a lot of you that's running on autopilot, so you're not having to think about it too much, such as your communication, your feminine power. Those are autopilot. Everything else is conscious decisions. Your moon is a conscious decision, which means it's up to you whether you talk about, do, etc. Shadow stuff, integrate your shadow self back in. Your energies are pretty even too. Your east is in an 8, west is a 7, meaning that the energy you put out and the energy you take in are pretty equal. And as far as the energy you take in, thank you, love, I'm not too worried about it. Now, your Jupiter is in the west, which means that you can get overpowered with some people's personal power if you're not careful. Thank you, love, for the little crowns. I love the little crowns. So just watch out for that. Don't let people try to run over you with how to do things. Does that make sense? Because you're going to move forward. Like every placement in your chart right now says you're moving forward to clear a bunch of stuff off your path. Nothing's going to stop you. It's just somebody could have influence in how you do it. So trust your brain, because you, like I said, your gut's going to be littler. It's going to be just kind of quiet. So trust your brain. Trust that logic that's up there. So if you feel you need to do this or this or this, or your brain's like, no, I probably need to do these things. Do those things. Trust your brain. Trust your brain. That help, Miss Kathy? Wow. Number 6. All right, Miss Victoria. When I see that you guys have tons of things that are the meat and potatoes of right now, of all the junk that's been piled on you, and you have the drive to bust through it, it tells me that you have something very interesting coming up with the next full moon. That's a rocket forward. Okay. That's why the universe is making you get ready and get the things processed. Does that make sense? So. Ah! Victoria. Is it Leno? Lenio? Am I saying it wrong? Am I saying it wrong? So, love, when it comes to folk magic and your circle and so on, you can do either one. Personally, the circle is for when you're doing a working. The altar is there all the time. The circle has to be done, undone if you do them. So really it's up to you, but really logically, you're probably always going to have your altar up, and you're going to have that there, you're going to have that there before you set up your circle. Okay. Because like I said, your circle is done with each different working, where the altar is always there. So yeah. Well, good. All right, Miss Victoria. Ready, sugar? Thank you, Miss Scarlet Queen. You have a beautiful week as well. Just letting y'all know there's going to be lots of y'alls coming out of my mouth tonight, and lots of sugar. So it is what it is. I'm going to call you sugar so much you're going to get to beat us. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That right there. Becky Marshall, that's fucking funny. Oh, shit. Okay. I digress. Hey, Sass, don't you be calling me on my bullshit. It wasn't so much Texas. It was going through extremely rural. I hate saying that fucking word. Rural. I can't say it. I never can say that fucking word right. It pisses me off. Oklahoma. GPS took us through the weirdest fucking place, and it was bad, and it was bad. And so, yeah. So me and April had Ashley just absolutely rolling because I was making fun of rednecks and the redneck fuckery out in the country. And so, yeah, thought about filming some of it, putting it out there. Probably best I did not. I might have to make a whole other TikTok just for that. So, it is what it is. All right. Miss Victoria. Look at you and all your little fire signs. Fire and earth. Fire and earth. Okay. Look at these triangles here. Rule. Rule. So, my aunt and uncle live in Tennessee. My aunt is from Memphis, and she has she says ass. I love it too. I need a cup of ice. All right, look at all the, man, I'm really impressed with this triangle right here, Victoria. Like they're like overlapping triangles. Like I almost can't keep my eyes off it. It's really gorgeous. Okay, so that's when you were born. Let's look at now. Are you ready? Wow. Okay, so the first thing I noticed was you got super complex, and then you're like, bam, bam, bam. You have all this structure. You're hyper focused on some shit right now, girl. Ooh. Your sun, your Venus, and your Mercury are in Cancer, which means you are being super, super tough. You're being super tough and super emotional at the same time, especially when it comes to feminine aspects of yourself and your communication. Your personal power and your moon are in Aries, which means that you're going to have to be really careful with making impulse decisions that satisfy your shadow side. Like you're going to have to be, this right here tells me you're going to have to be mega careful. Because Aries is known for impulsive decisions. Yeah. Like that right there is a humongous thing right off the bat, I see. And then your Mars, your rising, and your Neptune are all in Virgo. Okay. All right. Back to my little face we go. Ready? Are we still doing the duck face? Is duck face still a thing? I never did the duck face right. Y'all want to hear why? Y'all want to hear one of the cool things about my life? Can I fly my cool flag for a minute? So y'all know the movie The Conjuring, the evil nun in The Conjuring, right? Yeah. So I met the lady who plays her, and it's hard for me to watch those movies now because she is an absolute goofball. Like I can't watch movies where she's being a horror villain because she's fucking hilarious. Y'all, I learned how to take the perfect selfie from the evil nun in The Conjuring. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I think that's pretty fucking cool, man. All right. She's a fantastic photographer. I'm not going to lie. Some of the stuff she showed me, I was like, that's fucking brilliant. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. So, let's look here. Miss Victoria. All three of your main signs, your sun, your moon, and your rising right now are in a cardinal placement. Which means 60% of your chart is in cardinal placement. All the moving forward. There is no stopping you with moving forward right now. Do not worry about the how. Do not worry about the why. Do not worry about the what. Just do the thing. make the idea and get it put into motion. Because the meat and potatoes, the fixed part, the productive part is only 13%. If you're trying to knuckle down right now and get some stuff, be productive, get some things knocked off your plate, it's not going to happen. I'm just letting you know it's just not going to happen. But there is going to be the chance for you to finish some things, to be pretty capable and flexible and get some things done. But for the most part, girl, your ambition right now is through the roof. Some of this is that Aries, that moon and that rising placement. You're going to have to be really, really careful that you don't make too many impulsive decisions, because this is so much forward movement and so much ambition. And being that those two cardinal placements, your sun and your rising, are in Aries and in, love, you're going to have to be super, super careful that you don't make too many impulsive decisions over the next month. Also, because 40% of your elements are water. That's emotions and intuition. And here's the thing. Your heart sometimes can really, really disguise itself as your intuition. So you're going to be really, really tempted to lean on that intuition hardcore, like my gut's telling me this. And it might be, but you need to stop and think a little bit, because your air is only 13%. So you're going to be overlooking some of the intellectual shit. You're going to have to really make yourself stop and think. Now, your earth is in your like 26% and your fire is 20%, meaning those two are pretty equal. Your manifestation, your productivity, your drive, etc. But girl, you're going to have to be super, super careful that you don't make impulsive decisions in the name of intuition, because it's not all going to be intuition. I'm just letting you know right now. Okay, your sun and your moon are square. Your south node. So the good thing, this is good and bad. Your south node is what you put out consciously, what you're doing consciously. Your north node is what you do subconsciously. Every important aspect of your chart except your Saturn is in your north node, meaning it's all subconscious and you doing it without realizing you're doing it. That means all these impulsive decisions may happen without you realize you're doing it. You just need to put yourself in a nice, cool, little locked space for the next month, because the only thing that's conscious, that you're making conscious decisions on, is your Saturn, and that's karma, which is good. It's good. I'm so glad all of you guys are saying you just found me. So your east and your west are a little more even than your north and your south. Your east is the energy that you're putting out towards others. Your Saturn sits there, but so does your moon and your Jupiter. So your shadow, your personal power, and your karma all sit to the east in what you're putting out. You are going to be some people's karma. So these impulsive decisions that you make, some of them are because you are somebody's karma this month. You are a few people's karma. Everything else is energetically being pulled at you. So here's where you're going to have to be careful too. Your Mars is over there, your Mercury, your Venus, and your Sun. So you're going to have to really be careful that other people's energy coming at you doesn't overtake who you are. Because like I said, you're going to do things in the name of intuition when it's really not. It's emotions. And if other people's emotions are coming at you, you're going to feel that. So basically, that empathic gift you have is going to be through the roof. And you're going to pull in all these other emotions and make snap decisions on them, thinking it's intuition when it's somebody else's emotion. So be really careful this week, Victoria, Sweet Pea. Not just this week, this whole month. Be very, very careful, okay? Be very careful. All righty. Morgan Henning. Let's see if I pulled you up before, Miss Morgan. Damn it. Nope, Miss Morgan gets a squeaky clean chart. Sorry. Y'all might start getting all the noises. I'm just letting you know. In my brain, I absolutely sound like the guy from Police Academy that can do all the things. I know in reality, I do not. You guys will have to forgive me. I'm not watching comments too much right now so I can get through some of these. All righty. Thank you, Blue Onyx. I also didn't put on a lot of makeup today because it's like 900 degrees and I had to get out and go to the doctor for a checkup, and I knew it would all go like right the fuck off. And I would literally just, I would just look like my face was melting. Plus, my face probably needs a break for some makeup anyway. So there you go. There you go. Almost fresh face Bodie. Okay. So here you go, Miss Morgan. I'm going to read Miss Morgan's, and then I'm going to take a quick potty break, and I'll be right back. But, wow, Miss Morgan, look at those triangles. So what's interesting, look, it's like triangles, but you've got this little point right here on the end. You see what I'm seeing? So it's literally an arrow. Look, it's an arrow pointing to your Chiron. That's craziness. That's really cool, Miss Morgan. Okay. Oh, you're a Libra Scorpio cusp, aren't you? Okay. Okay. So, okay. Ready to see now? I love this. I can intuitively tell so much right here. Miss Morgan, you're just destined for the stars, love. What the fuck is this, Morgan? Okay. We go from this. Y'all, you guys remember what I just said? Do you remember what I just said when I said, Miss Morgan, you're destined for the stars? Yeah? Yeah? Do y'all remember that me just saying that? I'm going to show you this again. Remember, I said it's all pinpointed toward her Chiron, that she's destined for the stars? This right here is a Norse rune for magic and unbridled power. So, notice where her Chiron is. Notice where her moon is. Right at the tip top of that. Notice where everything else is based down here, and almost all of it's in Sagittarius, which is absolutely moving forward like insanely crazy. I just want to see that again. Y'all want to see it again? Yeah. Yeah. Miss Morgan. Man. So that Norse rune is called Jera. Jera. I would highly recommend looking it up and utilizing it on a daily basis with whatever it is you're doing. I'm going to push this forward a month because I want to see in a month how this is going to change. Okay, so Morgan, you have this You have this Jera symbol as the main part, the center of your chart until October. Thank you, love. Until October. Utilize the power of that room. I'm serious. Utilize the power of that room till October. That's insane, girl. So, right now, you have your sun sign currently, not changing your zodiac, but your sun sign currently is in Sagittarius, your rising is in Leo, and your moon is in Gemini. Thank you for the crown, love. So you have a fuck ton of fixed signs. Half your chart right now is fixed, which is determination, productivity, and being just reliability. So right now, trust is a huge thing with you. If you feel like you can't trust somebody, you feel like any little thing is off, you're out. You're out. Done. So if somebody does anything at all that makes you question their loyalty, they're cut off, because a third of your chart is also in fire. Right now is not the time to start too much. Your cardinal sign is there's only about 13% of that in your chart. 46 is fixed and 40 is mutable, which is finishing stuff, which tells me that you have a whole bunch on your plate right now that you need to get finished. So that's why you're almost buried under stuff right now. That's why this determination and this focus and this getting shit done and off your plate is such a huge thing for you. So you can start the new things. Now, as far as your elements go, you're evenly balanced with fire and air right now. You have 33 and a third on both. Like I said, fire is that drive forward. It's the passion, the inspiration, and so on. But the air is you being able to logically process and speak and go forward with things. Your water is at 20% and your earth is at 13. Those are decently balanced. I mean, it's a decently balanced thing. You're going to have to remember to make yourself stay grounded, especially because you need to knuckle down and move forward with a lot of stuff. What is that? Let me look. Okay. So right now, your sun is completely in opposition to the moon. Your moon, not the moon. Thank you, love. And you're pretty whopper-jawed with conscious and subconscious. Your conscious efforts that you're putting out toward the world is only the things I'm looking at in this chart right now. The only thing that I see there that I'm concerned about is your moon. So you're busting through a lot of shadow work, whether you realize it or not, in the next couple months, girl. Everything else is kind of on autopilot. As far as the energy you're putting out, 7. Wait, that's 7, 7, 6, 7. I can count. Okay. To the east, you have your moon, you also have your Mars, and you have your rising. That is the energy you're putting out. It's going to be glaringly obvious to the people that are around you that live in this realm here, I guess, that you're working through some shadow aspects. You are completely a shadow walker right now. Here's what you're going to have to be super careful, Morgan. Because your moon is so out there, because you're exuding that energy to get done with a lot of these things shadow work wise. The energies that are coming your way are other people's personal power, other feminine energy, communication, and karma. So now I'm not saying you're going to get a whole bunch of karma, but other people's karma can sweep you up in it. So be really careful. Be really careful who you're around the next month. I'm just going to say it that way. Because if you're around a lot of other females that are pushing their own personal power on people and that may not have been the best people in the past, you can get caught up in their karma. And you don't want that. So just be real careful who you put yourself around this next month. The thing is, though, I have a feeling that your intuition is going to tell you exactly who you need to be around and who you don't. I was looking to see if there was any other little things, so I'm like making all the serious faces. Your moon's also in opposition to your Mercury. So you are going to be having problems getting your words out correctly, especially when it comes to your shadow that you're putting out. So it's like some crazy weirdness going on. I'm just letting you know, Ms. Morgan. So, yeah. All right, let me see who I got next. All right, Miss Caitlyn, I'm going to run and go pee really quick, and I'll be right back, okay? I see that somebody else got me messaging them. Guys, just know that I will never message you to ask to give you a reading. If it is so important that the universe is pushing me to talk to you, to seek you out and find you and message you, I will just give you the message. I'm just saying. I also never say grand rising, beloved. Feel free to mess with them all you want. If you're feeling a little ornery, feel free to mess with them all you want and then report and block them. So, Miss Caitlyn, I'm going to go pee real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll get into you, Nicole, Amber, Elizabeth, all of the peoples. All of the peoples. Oh, all righty. We ready? I've been being a good girl and drinking all my water. So, all right, Miss Caitlyn. Here we go. Caitlyn, I don't think I've ever pulled one for you, have I? Squeaky clean chart coming up. All right. All righty. Wow. See, y'all are getting to full on see why I love doing this shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look Look at that, Miss Caitlyn. Girl, look how balanced you are. Boom, boom, boom. 3 is a huge, important number for you, isn't it? Wow. I love that you have 3 Capricorn, 3 Cancer, and almost 3 Libra. Like you're a Libra cusp. You're a Virgo Libra cusp, aren't you? Yep. So you ready to look at now? Ready to look at now? Ka-cha. You didn't change much, did you? Looky here. This is what happens when you have somebody that's balanced from the get-go. So this is Miss Caitlyn when she was born. That is super balanced right there. Looky here. Still balanced. Still balanced. In fact, look at you still. These 2 are still in Cancer. Look at that. The only thing that changed there is your moon. Your moon is down here in Virgo. And now you're going to the opposite side of Virgo here. You still have these Capricorn placements. Goodness, girl. You just are solid in who you are. You just don't change. This is awesome. I mean, you have a little bit, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But for the most part, thank you, love. For the most part, you're still the exact same person. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a few changes. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, you're still very balanced. You're still very firm in who you are. You haven't let the world change you much. So, I mean, I'm sure you've gone through some crazy changes and so on, but you are more assertive than you used to be. Okay. I even want to show you this. You guys got to see this. I haven't shown you much of anybody else's, but look at that. Even that's balanced. Those are your elements right now, and even they're balanced. So, I'm just saying. Even that's balanced, love. So here's what's up with you right now. 60% of your chart is in cardinal signs, meaning that your ambition is through the roof. Your ideas and wanting to start things is pushing you, almost painfully pushing you forward. Push forward. Do the things. Because, let me go back and look. I just need to look at one thing. Okay. You don't have any placements in Aries right now. Do the things. When your gut's telling you to push forward on something, when it's telling you to start something new, to do this, to do that, give it the thought that you always are going to give it, and then do it. You know what I mean? Go which way your brain wraps around it best. There we go. Because you have no placements in Aries right now. None. Meaning every new thing that pops up that you think through logically, you're going to make the right decision. You don't have any rush placement decisions right now. Like you don't have any Aries. Aries to me in this right here signifies rushing forward into something. You don't have that. Your fire is at 20%, meaning, and your air is bigger. It's at 26, which means that you're taking logic over that passion. just slightly. Like you're just thinking things through completely. Like your earth is 26. You saw what I was showing you guys with the elements. You're really balanced, super balanced. Okay, well, you had me a couple Excedrin migraine. Oh, they're pretty pleasing, thank you. Yeah, it's the big clear on the second shelf, like right in the middle. Yeah, love. You've been put in a very interesting place right now. Okay. Now let's talk about your hemispheres. So like I said, your south is what you are consciously. I wish you guys could see my dog. Zeus is absolutely pathetic right now. He's just riding around on Ashley, looking at me like, what? What? Yeah. He is getting packed around like the king he is. And it's kind of comical, I'm not going to lie. All right. So, you only have 4 placements in your south, 11 in your north. The only one I'm looking at in this reading, in this chart, that matters in the south is your Jupiter, which is your personal power. So that is your conscious effort toward the world. Is right now, your personal power is what matters. That's what's driving you forward. What's driving all of these decisions is you being put in a place to really, I'm trying to figure out the right ways to say this, to really bust through the glass ceiling spiritually, really, and in life as well. You've been put in a really unique place in the last few years that even though you've stayed pretty close to the same, even though you've stayed balanced, and you are super fucking balanced right now, you know that there is a huge thing on the horizon for you. You already feel it. You feel this ascension. You feel this shove forward is coming your way. That's why you're like, all the new things are starting up. It's also why you have no Aries placements right now. So your brain is working super logically on everything. And it's doing it on autopilot. As far as the energy you're putting out, your Jupiter is also there as well. So is your moon. So I'm actually not as worried about other people's energies affecting you over this next month, because you're so balanced with your elements, and because you have your Jupiter that you're putting out to the world, both consciously and energetically. Girl, this is all the green lights. All the green lights. All the green lights. I'm not super worried about other people having too much of a push on you with their bullshit, because your personal power is what is in the forefront right now. That's what the universe is pushing you towards. So this is fantastic. Like, your next month is going to just be fantastic. Do the things. Do all the things. You're balanced enough to think through everything right. So yeah, there you go. So what do you mean Dallas, honey? I don't have anything in Dallas as far as event-wise goes. I was there this last weekend hosting a retreat. Now, if you guys get a ticket to see me in Austin or Oklahoma City or anything like that, you're so welcome. Thank you for letting me read your chart, Miss Caitlyn. If you guys get a ticket to see me in person at a convention I'm at, April or Sass, one or the other, probably April, because she's my scheduler whenever we're at events. will reach out to you, and that way she can get you on the schedule. Like, here's what time, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. All right, Miss Nicole. I don't remember if I've pulled you up yet or not. So look at you too. Nope, I have not. So another clean chart coming up. Not that they're all not clean. I don't know. Just brand new. I guess brand spanking new is probably what I should say instead of squeaky clean, because it's not like anybody's chart gets dirty. I was thinking that one of these days I may have to do a day in the life live and go live from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. And you guys can see literally how my days go. It will wear you out. I'm already worn out. All right, Miss Nicole. Ooh, ready? So you guys can see what a day in the life of a practicing shaman is. All right. It will absolutely have to be in a few weeks when I get back from Oklahoma City. So here's Miss Nicole. So this right here is kind of crazy in that your Mars and your Jupiter, your personal power, this is you when you were born. That's the thing that stuck out to me the most, is that your Mars and your Jupiter are in Scorpio, and then your rising may be wrong, but your Saturn and your rising are in Libra, which means you so fight against yourself. You are all move, do, and man, girl. All right, let's look at how you've changed. Let's look at today. Holy fucking shit. Look at that. Where you've been kind of scattered. I mean, not so much scattered, but open. I mean, do you see what I'm seeing? It kind of looks, it is scattered. It's scattered. Nicole, you're a scattered kid. Look at this. Bam. Is all pinpointed up here to your Chiron. So you need to really be paying attention to that in the next month. But look at this fucking laser focus. Look at that. Everything. This is like a satellite dish pointed right there. Jeez. Nicole, are you here? Because that's impressive, girl. This is impressive. And your Chiron's an earth sign too. It's almost on a cusp. Okay. All right, you get my face. Get my face. Hi. Okay. Yeah, this is impressive, Nicole. This is super, super fucking impressive. Yeah, that's super impressive. As I dribble water down my face, y'all want to see something else impressive? Look at that. Look at that. That's some crazy balance too. That's almost perfectly balanced. So, Miss Nicole. Miss Nicole. Let's talk about your cardinal, your fixed and immutable signs. Right now, your cardinal is 40, your fixed is 13, and your mutable is 46. Meaning that you're going to be tempted to rush forward with some things. Let me look at something here real quick. Okay. No Aries placements for you either, which is a good thing. You're going to be tempted to rush forwards with some things. You're going to be super ambitious, super ready to push. Does that make sense? Like push, 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 push. But where you need to focus a lot of your energy is finishing things up. That 46% there tells me that you're going to be so focused on finishing shit up, you're going to make decisions such as, being flexible on negotiations or whatever it is. My only thing I'm going to say about that is don't give up too much in the sake of getting something over with. Do you know what I mean? Don't give up too much of yourself or too much of what you've worked for just to finish something. Don't lose money. You see what I'm saying? But it is absolutely the time this next month to finish shit and get it off your plate. Being that your elements are almost perfectly even, the only thing that's even slightly less than the others is your water, which is your emotions and your intuition. But I mean slightly. It's not even really, it's like 5%. So it's not much at all. Your moon is square with your sun, meaning those two are in a line. Okay. So here's what is interesting though. I look at your south and north distributions in your hemisphere, and then I look at your east and west meridians. So south usually lines up with west and north usually lines up with east. But here you have south is 3, north is 12, and then east is 3, west is 12. So it's literally flipped like that. It's crazy. So in this chart, the only thing in your south, and it's not even something I'm really looking at in this chart, is your Chiron, the one that it's laser focused toward. It's the only thing. Everything else is in your north node, meaning everything right now with you is on autopilot. It's just happening. You don't even have to pay attention to it. You're making the decisions. You're doing the things. You're like everything because you're laser focused on that Chiron. Same thing with the east. The east, the only thing here is your Chiron that I'm worried about. Everything else is to the west. But seeing your chart, seeing how that changed, and seeing that you're almost perfectly balanced, even though every other placement, every other planet that I was looking at in this chart is over into the energy coming into you, I'm not taking that as other people's energy and those aspects are going to be pushing on you. I'm taking that as you're literally pulling that energy into yourself. You're strengthening your own sun and moon and you see what I'm saying? You're pulling that energy into yourself. Like you're preparing for something major too. You're preparing for something major too, Miss Nicole. And it's really kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. So your moon's also in Sagittarius, meaning that you're going to be ready to get rid of some shadow work, some shadow aspects of yourself that you just don't give a shit about anymore. And I don't blame you, in a very flamboyant fashion. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All righty. So I have Amber Kelson, Elizabeth Robinson. Make sure I don't gotta open up something. Shannon Mendenhall, Melissa Bishop, Victoria Foss, Denise Schwartz, and Colleen Shreve. Shreve. Those are the last ones on my list tonight. And then my happy butt's going to go to bed. Amber, I don't know if I have ever done you a chart. Have I? There we go. Nope, haven't. Y'all have no idea. I could nerd out on one person's chart for fucking hours. Makes me wish I had hours to do that. I love you too, Montana May. Wow, now this is definitely a cool chart. All right, Miss Amber, ready? Thank you, love. I appreciate the compliment. All right, Miss Amber. So here's yours. Look at how pretty this is. Look at how structured and perfect. It's almost geometric. You see? This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Ooh, I wouldn't want to argue with you either. Okay, so nobody gets to argue with Amber, and here's why. Her sun and her Mars are both in Taurus, which is stubborn as a mule, but also sensitive. I'm telling on you, Amber. But the Mars is also on the Gemini cusp, meaning that she will cut you off in a heartbeat. The thing is, though, her Mercury is over here in Aries, so she'll cut a bitch. I love you, Amber. All right. So let's see how you are today. Wow. Yep, she'll still cut a bitch. Yeah, I'm just kidding, Amber. I'm not kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I do love that your Venus is still in Aries. Your Venus is still in Aries. Wow, look at this. Your Venus and your ascendant are literally in perfect alignment right there. Okay. You're at a crossroads right now, aren't you? Like you're split. You almost feel like two separate people. Because look here. I mean, your Venus is down here where your Venus has always been in your Aries, meaning that you make snap decisions on relationships, but you have your communication, your Mercury, you have your Chiron, you have your Sun, and you have your Mars all right here in Gemini. See? So this is your communication, your passion, and who you feel like you are right now. Like you literally feel like two different people. Like you feel like two different people. Okay. All right, love. Good night. Yeah, you really feel like two different people right now. That was 8. I'm not going to hide it. That was 8. All right, Miss Amber. Oh, girl. This is cool. 66.7% of your chart is an immutable sign, which is versatility, it's being capable, and it is endings. It's endings. So that's kind of why you feel like two different people right now. You really had a major shift, didn't you? Not only did you have a major shift, but you're mourning who you used to be. You guys, when you have a major shift and you wake up one morning and you realize in no way are you the person you used to be. In no way do you even recognize that other person. Like you look at pictures of yourself and you go, I like in your brain, you're like, I know it's me. But that's not me. You have to mourn that part of yourself. That was you. That was you. It isn't you now. So you have to mourn that part of yourself that you've left behind, that you have morphed from. You have to let go. You have a lot of things you have to let go of right now. A lot of people have been going through this really hardcore for the last few years, especially the last 3 years since COVID. In going through this, guys, you make massive shifts and massive changes. You have so much you have to let go of. But the problem is we don't want to let go of it because that's who we've been up to this point in our life. We're comfortable with that person, even if we didn't like that person or who they're around or whatever. We were comfortable with that person. So it's hard. It's hard. So, Miss Amber, you've got to mourn that part of you. You have a lot you have to let go of in this next month. It's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be tough. As far as your elements go, 40% of your elemental placements are air. So that means that there it is. That means that you're able to communicate really well. You're able to process information really well. So you're at a very, very good spot to let go of those things, to process them, and to move, get ready to move forward, because your cardinal placement is little. It's only 13%, meaning it's not a good time to start anything because so much has to be ended. And normally I would say, ooh, be careful how much you end. But the thing is, I think all of that has to happen. All of that ending has to happen. So like I said, 40% of your chart is air. The other biggest placement is fire, which is enthusiasm and inspiration. And then you have 20%, which is water, which is emotions and inspiration. There is only 13. I find it funny that your cardinal sign and your earth are both 13.3%. You're going to have a problem or feel like you're having a problem staying grounded, but that's okay. Don't stress about that, all right? Don't stress about it, because in letting go of all that, you're not going to be able to stay very grounded. That's a lot to let go of and mourn and let go on down the road. So absolutely mourn that part of yourself. So your south and north are pretty even, 8 and 7. The things you're putting out consciously are shadow self, some karma, and your personal power. And the things on autopilot are your male and female aspects, your communication, and your authentic self. As far as your meridians go, they're balanced, but not quite as well as your north and south. Your meridians, your east is 9 and your west is 6. So one thing you are going to have to be careful of is your masculine energy is over in the west, meaning that some people with very strong masculine energy could have a little bit of a pull on you. But other than that, you have so much to do and get rid of, girl. It's insane. It's insane. Sorry, I was looking for something. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Do you have any questions there, Miss Amber? So my next one is going to be Miss Elizabeth Robinson. All right, Miss Elizabeth. Ready? Thank you for the gifts, guys. Oh, I haven't pulled one for you either. So, California or Arkansas, Miss Elizabeth? It could be. It could be, Miss Amber. California, gotcha, girl. Wowza. All right, ready? So there's you when you were born, girly. How do you get rid of all of that? I'll get rid, like, do all the endings. It's so here's the thing, being at all of those endings, that's a lot. I think the universe is probably going to help you along with some of that. I have a feeling that there's going to be some things that end themselves without you really even having to try. So a couple of stones I would recommend, Amber. Iolite is a good one. It's a little hard to find. But if you can find it, it will help you along your path. You need things that are going to help you see which direction you need to go. So labradorite is always a great one, guys. It's nice and gentle. We'll take your hand and walk you down the road. Iolite is another really good one. Purple brachiated jasper is a good one as well. Moldavite, I would say, is a no-no. If you're not ready for moldavite, don't do it just because it's cool. Amber, I wouldn't recommend moldavite right now. In fact, I'd actually recommend black tektite. Black tektite is one of the most spiritually protective stones you can get. It's basically black moldavite. All right, Miss Elizabeth. This is really cool. Vanillix, I didn't see it, honey. You have a lot of duality here. Twos are important to you, aren't they? Elizabeth, you strive for balance. Like, you've got to have balance. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you're drawn to more even numbers than you are odd numbers. You have a lot of even numbers in your chart. Hi, love. Yeah. And if you notice that X in the middle is balanced as well. Could you use a different offering instead of tobacco in a narcissist jar? Absolutely. If you guys don't smoke, you don't want to have tobacco around or whatever, anything sweet. So if you don't want to use tobacco in that working, you can use sugar. You can use candy. You can use whiskey. You can use rum. You can use money. So anything that you would make an offering to spirit with. So sugar is always a good one. Pretty much everybody has sugar. So all right. Yeah, that X in the middle tells me that you really strive for balance. And I love this. These are like dual. All right. We'll see how you are today. Ready? You're welcome, love. You're welcome, Miss Amber. I'm glad I could help, love. Wow. Okay. Again, look, balance. Perfect balance. You still have a lot of duality. Look, dual. So you're still striving for balance, but in a different way. Balance looks way different to you than it used to. You actually have a couple of triangles, several triangles here. Okay. So, guys, here's the thing. If you don't know what time you were born, when I do the vast majority of my readings, I structure so you don't have to know what time you were born. I'm not looking at your ascendant. That's what matters is that's what it affects, excuse me. The time you were born is what affects where your ascendant placement is, the personality you put out to other people. If you don't know what time you were born, no big deal. The vast majority of these readings, I don't care. I don't look at that. What I'm looking at tonight is what is affecting what's going forward from this full moon to the next full moon. If you don't know what time you were born, it should be on your birth certificate. I know that I've come across some people that it's not there. The state didn't require their parents to put it on there, and their parents are gone. If you know kind of what area of the day you were born in, were you born early morning, were you born noon, were you born late at night, afternoon, etc., then you can put, so say on a Saturday morning, I would put about 10 a.m. Your ascendant changes every 2 hours. So there you go. All right, Miss Elizabeth. All right, let me look here. Okay. The two things I see that just glare at me right off the bat are down on that bottom part. You have your sun and your Mercury in Aries, which tells me that you're going to have to be really careful. Whew. You're going to have to be really, really careful with making snap decisions or saying things you don't mean over the next month. Because your Mercury is your communication and it's in Aries. Which means even if you say something you don't mean, you're going to stand by it. Or if you say something incorrect, you're still going to stand by it. Now, I'm not saying you're going to lie, but you know what I mean? Like when you say something to someone, you're just going to stick with it. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like if you're arguing with somebody and you say, well, you always do this. And they're like, I literally do not. Yeah, you do. You see, you know what I mean? Like yeah. You're going to have to be very careful with your communication, okay? All right, let's look at the rest of this here, girlie. Because your rising right now is in Capricorn. Meaning, you're going to be stubborn about it. Well, you are the first one of these this evening. Ready? Look at that. You are the first perfectly balanced sign. 33.3% in every single one. There's your balance, girl. That's funny. Even that's pretty balanced. But look at there. You in the threes. You in the threes. Right now, you're really balanced, honey. You really are. You really are. I love seeing that all of your cardinal, your fixed, and your mutable are balanced. Because it tells me that you're going to be able to move forward, to let things go, and to get things accomplished. Whatever it is you need to do over this next month, you can do it. The fact that your elements are pretty balanced like that as well is a great thing. You do have a little more in the earth, which is determination and drive and getting stuff done. It's also stubborn, which is probably why it's going to help you with the other things that are in balance. I don't really see a lot of warning there. You know what I mean? Like with other people, I'm like, oh, your earth is really little, or your intuition. I don't really see that. Like it's pretty well balanced. I mean, it could be perfect. It's not, but it's pretty fucking close. Not much in your aspects. Even your south and north node are really balanced. Your south is 8, your north is 7. The one thing I do like here is that south is kind of the conscious stuff that you're putting out there. You have your Mars, you have your Jupiter, and you have your Saturn, which is your personal power, your passion, your drive, your karma, all of that stuff you're putting out. And then the things that you're doing subconsciously without realizing it is communication. That's the only thing I see really so far that you're going to have to worry about this next month is that communication. So you're going to have to be careful to kind of bite your tongue a little bit and be super careful that you don't just blurt things out that can hurt other people. You know what I mean? But even your shadow work, your feminine power, all of that, it's just subconscious. And so your east node, your east meridian, that's where your Mercury lies also, which is communication putting out. So yeah, the only thing I see, literally the only thing I see in your chart over this next month that you're going to have to worry about is communication. And the only thing with that, it's not that you can't communicate, it's that you're going to have to be careful with impulsively saying stuff. And I have a feeling that's out of the norm for you. Other than that, almost everything is balanced. So whatever it is you need to move forward with, it's going to be easy to do that. In fact, I'm not even really worried about you having problems making decisions because of how balanced everything is. So yeah, yours is pretty easy. Like you've kind of got smooth sailing, except for being impulsive with your mouth. You know what I mean? With saying the words. You're pretty, it's not much there. Not much bad at all. Everything's good. In fact, that's probably one of the best things you'd want to see is perfect balance. So yeah, that's fucking fantastic, actually. Super fantastic. All right, Miss Shannon Mendenhall. You are so welcome. Pull you up, girl. And don't forget, guys, if you want to go back and listen to your reading or anything like that, it is being streamed on YouTube. So yeah. So yeah. Love, in no way am I confused about what's going on in her chart, honey. I have been reading now for 3 hours. So And no way is it confusion. It is a good sinus headache right across here. Her chart actually makes me kind of jealous. Like, I'm going to pull mine and then go, I want mine balanced. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to be like, I want the balance. All right. Miss Shannon, you ready? Well, hey in Tulsa. Wow. That is really cool there, girl. Okay. I like how spaced these are. In fact, I love how spaced those are. When you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're going to see me leaning over so I can see around my phone. All right, Miss Shannon, you ready to see how it looks now? Ready? So this right here is you when you were born, the day you were born. This is you now. Look at you just shift up. Look at that. This is almost the exact same. Just watch. It just shifts like that. Ready? So, Miss Shannon, you're stubborn. You're stubborn. Not only are you stubborn, but you're stubborn in a good way, in that you are very solid in who you are. You're super solid in who you are. I can also tell from the structure of that and how it has not changed that you're very analytical. You're super analytical. Not only are you analytical, but you're very detail oriented. And I would bet you're probably, you have a hard time peopling. Not only do you have a hard time peopling, but thank you, love, for the gifts. You notice all these little details about people, and I have a feeling that a lot of them annoy you, and so you just can't people. You just can't people. Yeah. All right, so let me turn this back around this way so you can see my face, and then let me look at these other parts. So right now, your sun and your moon are in Taurus, which is your sun's in Virgo, your moon's in Taurus. They're both in earth signs, is what I meant to say. There's a lot of overthinking. So one of the things you're going to have to be very careful about this next month is overthinking things. Okay. Yep, here's why. Okay, so let's start with your different signs over here. Your cardinal, your fixed, and your mutable. You're also in that category of getting rid of things, of clearing your plate off, because over 46% of your chart is cardinal signs. Mutable signs, meaning that you have a lot of things that need to be cleared off your plate. That overthinking is going to hang you up on those. So don't overthink, okay? Don't overthink if you can help it. When you, in fact, give yourself a safe word. So when you start overthinking, and I say safe word jokingly because I want it to be, you need it to be a joke that will pull you out of your own head. You know what I mean? So when you realize, thank you for the gifts, love. When you realize that you're overthinking something, you can go, like, oh, avocado or whatever, and pull yourself out of it. Does that make sense? Pineapple, yeah. Pull yourself out of it, because otherwise you're going to have a problem clearing these things off your plate that need to be cleared off. What I love too is that your fixed is 33% of your chart. It's literally a third of your chart. So you have the will, you have the push, you have the drive to knuckle down and get through the meat and potatoes to clear these things off your chart. As far as your elements go, The majority of it is good, but there's a little bit of bad to it. Because remember how I said you're going to be overthinking things? And why you needed that safe word to cut that when you feel it. Your air placements are only 13%, which is the smallest, and it's almost half of everything else. Thank you, sweetie. So overthinking isn't doing you any good because you're not thinking about things logically. Now, if your air was huge, I'd say yes, do all the overthinking, but it's not. It's little bitty. So that overthinking is not going to do anything. Your water and your fire are both at 26%, a little over 26, meaning your drive, your intuition, like all those things are on point, exactly where they need to be. Your earth is at 33%. That's a lot. So you're very, very grounded, but you're also very stubborn. So it may be hard for you to let some of these things go. It may be hard for you to let some of these things go. Okay. So you only have 4 placements in your south, and 11th in your 11 in your north. So your moon is in your south, which is something you're going to subconsciously put out. So that right there tells me a lot of the things you need to let go of are there are things in the past that you've been holding on to for too long. So let me look over here. Okay. Your moon's also in your east node, which is energy. You're going to get shoved into a lot of face-to-face realities with some things that you've been holding for a long time. They're going to be good and bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not all bad. Our shadow self, guys, because somebody was asking earlier about what shadow is and so on. The shadow part is the part, thank you for the owl, love. The shadow self is the part that you hide. It's the parts that we're told, as kids and as adults and stuff, like, you can't show that you're selfish. You can't show that you're angry. You can't show that you're sad. Things like that. There's going to be a lot of things shadow wise that happen that you've pushed down and not dealt with for so long that are going to finally come full circle, and you're going to be able to process them and let them go. So just don't overthink it. Okay. When you come to a realization like, oh my God, I do this because of this. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You do that because of that. You just hit the end of that rope, and now you can let it go. You can put that rope back in the drawer, or you can put it wherever you need to put it. It's good. Don't overthink it. Process it and let it go. This can be an amazing time for you this next month, and clearing so much shit off your shadow plate, as long as you don't overthink. Okay? Girl, you can clear out so much shadow work, like just rocket yourself forward. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. So yeah. And I'm so glad that I was seeing your comments and you're like, I got it. Yep. So I have total faith in you, and I'm excited for you. When you go through a phase, guys, where you can clear out all of this shadow work, you just like through the roof with your emotions, your mental state, your spirituality, everything. So yes, girl, use this to your advantage. I'm so glad. I'm glad that I got to read for you, Shannon, because that gives you an idea. Otherwise, I think when all these things would be hitting you and you'd be processing through this shadow work, like, oh my God, you'd have this revelation and be like, and then overthink it all again. So yeah, I love that, sugar. Clear that shit out. All right, Miss Melissa Bishop, ready? All righty. pulled Melissa's. I have! All righty, Melissa. Ready? Here we go. There you go, Miss Melissa. Thank you for the gifts, love. And a little panda face. All right, so here's Miss Melissa's when she was born. I love that yours looks like a gem. Like, do you see it? Do you guys know when you get like a gem that's kind of like raw but still cut a little bit? That's exactly what it looks like. This is awesome. All right. So let's see now. You ready? I mean, aside from the fact that you're not, girl, this right here, you're also not somebody I want to argue with, because look, not only is your sun and your Mars in Virgo, but your Mercury is right on the cusp of Virgo Libra. That's funny. Some of y'all, it's so funny when I pull a chart, I'm like, oh my God, I'm never arguing with you. I'm never arguing with you. But it would be a great spectator sport to watch you argue with somebody else. Like, if you, the next time you're in an argument, Melissa, I totally would love to just sit with some popcorn and watch. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Okay. I digress. Let's look at you now. Gotcha. Look at that. Squish. I find it interesting that huge line points straight there. Okay. This right here tells me that you've really changed the way you lean on a lot of things. Like, you've really, really changed your mind, your opinions, your views, your stances on a lot of things. Holy shit. You've changed a lot. The state of the world has you questioning a lot of shit. It also is it's showing you where your backbone has always been. Like, this is really cool in the middle. You're really focused. Chiron is a very important thing for you too. So you need to be looking at what Chiron is in right now. I don't know off the top of my head. The fact that it's in Aries, you're going to have to be careful on what it's in right now. That'll tell you what kind of impulse decisions you might be making, if that makes sense. All right. So let me look at the rest of your stuffs. Oh, hot flash. Hot flashes are stupid. Just letting you guys know, hot flashes are stupid. Okay. You have a lot of water and air placements. Oof. Okay. So your next month is going to be a little tough. 66% of your chart is cardinal signs, which is ambition, it's drive, it's moving forward, it's bam, 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 bam. You only have 20% in that productive phase and 13% in that finishing phase. You're going to really, really be wanting to rush forward with a lot of things. So here's the key to that. Because 40% of your elements are in air, which is very logical, and it's thinking things through and so on. 33% is in water, which is emotions and trusting your gut. Those are good things to me. And seeing that much of your chart as a cardinal sign, seeing a lot of air and a lot of water means that you are going to be able to trust your gut, like you're going to really be paying attention to your gut. It also tells me that you're going to logically think through a lot of these things. Your fire is only 20, so that's good because it tells me you're not going to make a lot of snap decisions. Here's the problem. Your earth is like 6%. Your earth placements are 6%. So you're going to have to really be careful when you're making these new decisions and these snap decisions, to think them through and not make so many that you teeter yourself in the wrong way. Does that make sense? Thank you, love. You're going to have to really be careful that you don't. It's like playing Jenga. Don't leave just one on the base. Like that's it. Okay. You can't leave just one on the base. You're going to have to be very, very careful. You have to be very careful that you don't topple yourself making too many new decisions, too many changes. Okay. So your south and your north. Your south is 6, your north is 9. The things that you're consciously putting out are going to be your personal power. Your Saturn is up there, so karma and emotions and so on. Your moon is also up there. So you're going to be moving through a lot of things with your personal power in mind, with your shadow in mind, with karma in mind. So those are all really good things to me. The rest of the things are kind of on autopilot. Okay. Here's the other part. Because remember when I said making all those decisions, you're going to have to be careful not to topple yourself. So you're going to have to be really careful because you only have 5 placements to the east and then 10 to the west. The only ones in the east that I'm worried about, that I'm looking at on this chart, is your Saturn. But remember I pointed out that your Chiron was important. Your Chiron is there too. So those two are important. Those are the energy you're exerting, you're putting. Now I got to look at what the Chiron is. Oh, okay. I'm glad I looked it up. Chiron is currently in Aries. So this is dealing with stuff from your youth. This is dealing with that kind of shadow stuff. It also means that you can make snap decisions when it comes to that. I'm glad I looked it up because your Chiron is really important. And the fact that it's like glowing to me tells me that it's super important. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of things from your childhood. You're going to have to be careful that you don't make snap decisions with some things. Now, here's the other part. Your stuff to the west is energy that comes in that can affect you. And that is other people's personal power because your Jupiter is there. Masculine, feminine energy, other people's communication can sway your way of thinking. And the shadow, like the moon and the sun, is there as well. So being that your earth is so thin, remember how I told you that your earth was really, really small and you're going to have to be super careful to prop it up? You are going to have to be mega careful to prop it up. You need all of the grounding, everything around you, on you, etc. Anything grounding. So Apache tears are super grounding, tourmaline, black tourmaline especially, any kind of wood, petrified wood, hell, even just a wooden bracelet, something like that. You need to make sure you're grounded as fuck because other people's energy is going to have a very big effect on you with that intuition and those emotions and that empathy. So you're going to have to be really, really careful, Melissa. But it's a good time for you to blow through some shit, blow through some trauma, some past, some inner child work, some things like that. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you, girlie. Plus, you got Miss Leanne there to be like, blah, 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 do it. Because that's how Leanne sounds. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Leanne. I'm getting sleepy stupid. Y'all are getting some good readings here at the end. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Miss Victoria Faust. Is it Faust or Faust? I keep saying Faust. I want to say Faust, even though I know it's not Faust. Oh, a fellow Cappy. Fausty. Okay. See, I'm saying your name wrong this whole time. You didn't even tell me. You didn't even tell me. You just let me keep saying it wrong. You're probably over there like, dumb Oklahoman. I'm just kidding. Or maybe you are. I don't give a shit. Frosty. See, now I'm not going to get that out of my head. So now you're Frosty. Love me some Wendy's Frosty, Miss Victoria. Now that's who you are. You're Victoria Frosty. Just saying. I love you. All right. Ready to see your chart? So I will be there Saturday at the oddities. If you get a ticket, I'll tell you what, Miss Kinsey, if you get a ticket, send a message to the website as well saying, hey, I work, that evening, so I need to get in first thing in the morning, and we can put you in first, okay? So I don't mind doing that at all, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, Miss Victoria, here you go. How did I get into this lifestyle? I was born here. This is where I pull out the old Bane thing, like, you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Like, that's my Bane impression. Y'all feel free to make fun of me for that. I don't even care at this point in my life. But I was raised in a very, very weird, spiritual, eclectic manner. And then what's funny is I said for years and years and years that I was not an astrologist and I didn't care and I wasn't going to get into it, blah, blah, blah. Yet look at what I'm fucking doing. One of my great uncles actually was an astrologist in LA and had a lot of very interesting clients for a very, very long time. So, Miss Victoria, look at that shit. What's up with you and the Chiron too? This is when you were born. You had a very, very, and it's in Leo. You had a very rough childhood, didn't you? Well, I'm not going to say rough. You had a very drama-filled childhood. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Yoda, I am. Yeah, there's a lot of. Okay. All right. Ready? You can absolutely use crushed cloves, love. Cloves are cloves. All right. Let's look at this. I find that super interesting. Look. Remember? Okay. So your Chiron is in Leo. You have this bright red line right here, right? Look at this. All it did was shift up a little bit. All of this just shifted slightly, and that's it. Okay. So, Miss Victoria, right now you are really, really just because Miss Melissa made me look up what Chiron was in right now. All of that stuff, childhood wise, you're re-dealing with it. Like it's rearing its ugly head again. You're re-dealing with trauma, drama, bullshit, and some good shit from childhood. So you're going to have a lot of nostalgia popping up. This is before I even look at the rest of your stuff. I will say you have a fuck ton of Virgo going on right now. Both your masculine and feminine, which means your passion, your love, all that stuff, and your feminine are both in Virgo. Okay, let's look at this other stuff. Here's the thing I just noticed. That line from your Chiron, which is in Leo, straight down aligns perfectly with your Saturn, which is in Aquarius. I lied. It's not Virgo, it's Capricorn. That makes a whole bunch of difference. So let's talk about this line first. Being that that line is straight down to your Saturn, that's a lot of karma there. All of this stuff from your childhood that's rearing its ugly head, and Chiron is also at 5 degrees, and your Saturn is at 10 degrees. Girl, that's significant right there. You're going to be dealing with a lot of shit from your childhood. People that wronged you are going to be getting their karma. You're going to be getting some karma. Like this next month is very important as far as those things. Okay. So I fibbed. It's not Virgo that your Mars and your Venus were in. My brain went Virgo. It's not. It's Capricorn. That makes a massive difference because instead of overthinking a lot of things, it means that you're going to be very focused on passion, on drive, on your feminine power and stuff moving forward. All right, let's look at this other stuff. Okay. 60% of your chart is fixed signs, which means determination, productivity, and just knuckling down with the meat and potatoes and getting the shit fucking done. It's not really going to be a time for finishing things because that's only about 13%. The vast majority is doing. You do have 26-ish% as far as moving forward and ambition and drive, but right now it's going to be knuckling through and getting stuff put into place so you can clear it the fuck out later. I will say that 40% of your elements are in earth, which is very solid, very grounded, very productive. Then you have 26% that are in air, meaning that you're looking at all of this stuff very logically, which is why you're able to knuckle through and, knuckle down and get some stuff done. Your intuition is at a pretty good spot. It's at 20% and your fire's only at 13. So that's a good thing too. Girl, this next month is going to be, you're going to feel like a workhorse when you're done. You're just going to have so much shit that's like, so that's exactly what I wanted to see. Both your Chiron and your Jupiter, your personal power, are in your South node, which is what you're consciously putting out. So I kind of wanted to see where your Chiron placement was with this so I would know what it is you're getting out of that, the processing of that childhood. Does that make sense? Because that it was just glowing to me on your transition chart. Being that your Chiron is in that South hemisphere, this is good stuff. This is good stuff for you to get rid of as far as that placement goes. Being that Chiron is in Aries right now, and what I read with Melissa there, I'm not too worried about, let me see where it is over here. Hang on. Okay. I'm not too worried about you making snap decisions because your Chiron is in your West over here, and that is what other people, the energy you're pulling in from other people. I'm not worried about you making snap decisions with things that affected you as a kid that are popping back up now. This is you, Miss Daphne. This is you working through shadow work, working through stuff as a kid to gain your personal power back. You are literally taking your personal power back from the universe, and I'm fucking proud of you. I'm just going to say that right off the bat, okay? Before you ever go into this next month, I'm just going to tell you that I'm proud of you, honey, because these are going to be a lot of realizations and a lot of things where you've been holding your own self back. So thank you, Daphne. Don't beat yourself up too much, okay? You might have let me see where your personal power is. Nope. Okay. Your shadow is over there. It is okay. You are going to have a tendency to beat yourself up a little much when it comes to letting go of some of these things. Try to fight that, okay? Because these are things that you had to hold on to till this point in your life. This is when you're supposed to let them go. So just let them go, Miss Victoria, and you're going to move forward I always have this one part of my bangs that's just, I love you. You're going to have an amazing time moving forward once you, it's like these things are really heavy stones on you. You know what I mean? They're little bitty, but they're heavy back there. So you letting go of all those things is going to be a fantastic way for you to move forward, Miss Victoria. So I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you. You haven't even done the things yet, and I'm proud of you because I know that you're going to do all the things. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. You're welcome, sugar. All right, Miss Denise Schwartz. Let me see if I pulled you up before. I have not. So I have Miss Denise Schwartz. And then Colleen Shreve. And then my happy booty gonna go bed. Since I've been reading for 3.5 hours. All right, Miss Denise. Love you too, Miss Daphne Pooh. I'll shoot you a message on Facebook. Thank you for the gifts. Hot flash. Hot flashes are stupid. Woo, now that's kind of groovy. All right, you ready? No, love, this is astrology. But we can totally do some witchcraft. All righty. Here you go, Miss Denise. So this right here is your chart when you were born. I find it really unique here. It looks like mountains to me. Pride girl. So this is mountains to me, Denise. This right here tells me you've had to overcome a lot in your life. You've had to overcome a lot in your life. See that? All right. Let's look at you now. Wow. No, you've got that crazy Chiron in Aries too. I find it very interesting that several of you guys have had it in Aries as well. Interesting. Those mountains are triangles now. You have a perfect triangle right there too. You do have a lot of Virgo placements and a lot of Scorpio placements. Okay. Okay. All right, gal. So let's look at this other aspect. Let's look at these other things. So one of the things that's going to affect you the most right now. Wow, this is really cool. I'm going to show you this too. So right there, see this? 40, 20, 40. 20, 20, 20, 40. You see what I'm seeing? So let me just tell you right now, balance is going to be key for you this next month. When you're out of balance, the universe is going to shove you in the balance. I'm just letting you know. So here's what I'm talking about, guys. When I'm talking about this up here is the cardinal, the light blue. That right there is the fixed, and the mutable is that kind of gray color. So Denise, this is not really the month to be starting new things. There might be a couple of things, but for the most part, this is ambition and moving forward. But There we go. But for the most part, you're going to be focused on knocking out things that are already there and finishing some things. Okay. Then all of your elements. I was going to yawn. There it is. No, it's coming. Ah! Okay. All right. One of the things I do love is that this is going to be good and bad. So let me say it. Let me words correctly. Let me do not say the words. Look. Okay. 40% of your placements are currently in earth signs. It's good in that you're really grounded, you're really determined, and you're moving forward. Like nothing's going to stop you from moving forward. The bad is that you can overthink and you can be really stubborn with it, and nothing is going to stop you from moving forward. Like, do you see where that can be a good and a bad? What I do love though is that all your other ones, your earth, your air, your air, your water, and your fire are all even. They're all even. So there's not one that's going to outweigh the other. I also love that they're all even because that's going to help with that earth that you've got going on, meaning that, yeah, you're going to be driven to move forward. Yeah, your intuition is going to be on point. Yeah, your emotions might be through the roof. Yeah, you might be impulsive. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might be looking at things logically. Everything's going to balance out. Everything's going to balance out. So that makes me really happy. It should make you really happy. But I will tell you, that you're going to have to make sure you try to keep everything this next month in balance. Because if you don't, like I said, the universe is going to rubber band snap you back like, oh, okay, bam. So try to keep everything in balance if you can. So I'm looking at your north and south hemispheres. Okay. Chiron is a huge one for you too. It's a huge one, meaning you're going to be dealing with a lot of inner child stuff. But in the south, which is, like I said, the conscious things you're working on, there's shadow work, and your Saturn is up there, which is karma. Here's what's interesting about that. With that balance, you're going to have some people brought into your path over the next month that you're going to be their karma, good and bad. And there's also going to be people brought into your path that are going to be your karma. And really, I'm going to say the majority of it is good, because when I'm looking at your east and west meridians, your karma is in the east. So to me, that's good. That's new beginnings. Now, the bad of that is that almost every other aspect that I'm looking for in these readings are in the west, which are things that can influence you. So you're going to have to really be careful that other people's words, their communication, because that's the one that's glowing to me the most over here, is your Mercury in that west. You're going to have to be super careful that other people's words don't influence you. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't let them word you to death. Don't let them word you, Denise. Tell them your spiritual advisor said to shut their words up. Is that a nicer way of saying to shut the fuck up? Say, shut your words up. I'm just saying. I still prefer shut the fuck up, but Miss Denise, you are going to have to be careful just because your Chiron is in Aries. You're going to have a lot of things popping up, but you want to make sure that you strive for balance. And it's going to be a big deal this month. So, yeah. I love you guys too. I hope that helped, Miss Denise. I love doing these. I need to do these more. Like, I really do. In fact, I was talking to Ashley. I may start doing these every full moon. Good. I'm glad, love. I'm glad. Miss Colleen. You didn't know I was going to sing your name terribly, did you? All right, Miss Colleen. I hit the wrong button. Shit, fuck. Hang on. Miss Colleen will be my last one this evening, y'all. And now I'm cold again. Cold flash, hot flash, cold flash, hot flash. This is why I have a whoopee. Aw, thank you, Miss Montana. Whoopee achieved. Okay, all right. Miss Colleen, you have a really cool birth chart, or, well, transition chart. Look at that. Look at that. That is really fucking cool. Yeah, that's super cool. I'm fascinated with these pinpoints over here. Okay, let's look at now. Woo, you shifted. Oh my God, look at all the Aries right now. Oh, girl. Okay. Colleen, this right here worries me because this right here is your Mercury and it's in Aries, meaning that you're going to really have to bite your tongue on saying all of the things that you don't mean, like impulsively saying shit. You also have your feminine aspect in Aries, meaning you're going to have to be really careful with making impulsive decisions based on relationship wise. And this is not just like love relationships, it's friendships and stuff too. So oh God, baby, you're going to have to be so careful. You're going to have to be careful. And then here's the thing too. You have your Saturn and your Mars up here in Taurus, meaning that your masculine aspects are going to be so hard-headed and stubborn, and so are your emotions. Oh, goodness sakes, girl. Oh, and your moon's in Virgo, meaning you're going to overthink every bit of this shit. Okay, so you're going to be the second person that you're going to be the second person that I'm going to say just lock yourself in a little room. I'm just saying. It's going to be one of those months between now and the next full moon. You're really going to have to fight making snap decisions in several ways that can have some crazy effects on you going forward, such as words, saying things to people, relationships. And this is good and bad. You know what I mean? Like making a snap decision to invite a new friend over for, to go out of town with you and your girlfriends or whatever. The Taurus aspects, though, are interesting too. Okay, we're going to look at this too, because remember how I just said that you're going to have to really be careful with snap decisions? Ready? Look at that. All of that is cardinal, meaning rushing forward, needing to go. And then look at that. Look at all that fire. And look at that. That right there bothers me. That's your water, meaning that your intuition is pretty much shut off. So your snap decisions, Colleen, I mean, to be fair, you're going to be making shit happen like this. Like you're going to be making decisions like bam, 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 bam. Like So maybe whenever I'm traveling and they present me with like 10 walls of drinks, I need to call you and be like, make a decision for me, please. And that, because man, I have problems sometimes. I'm like, this is too much decisions. Like I need like 2 things to choose from. Actually, just tell me what I need. So if y'all need a decision made, Colleen is your girl. Ms. Colleen, though. Oh my God. Girl. The thing I do like about your cardinal mutable fixed placements there is that even though your cardinal is over half of your chart, the other 2 are 20, 26 and 20, meaning that you have an equal amount of drive to push through the meat and potatoes, and then also an equal amount of knocking shit off your plate. So even though you have a lot of that, let's move forward, let's do all the things, here's this new idea, it does have a little bit of balance on the back end. So you're not like overwhelmingly putting all this new stuff on your plate and then not being able to finish things. You are going to have things fall off your plate. As far as your elements go, though, like I said, the thing that bothers me is that your water, there's like a sliver, meaning that your intuition is almost shut off. Part of it is that fire and all those Aries placements, as in snap decisions on everything. It's not so much that your intuition is off. It's that you've turned your intuition off. You've like put a box over it, basically. Now, just like with your other ones over there where I said, 53 and then the 20 and the 20, over here you also have 20 and 26 just like over there. So your 20 is your air, your 26% is your earth, meaning logically looking at things, paying attention, being grounded. Those things, they're going to help balance out that fire. But like I said, your intuition is pretty much going to be shut off. Okay. So remember earlier, I don't know how long you've been watching, but if any of you guys have been watching, where I said that, like the South and the West are line up and the North and the East line up. Well, your South is 6, your North is 9, and then it flips. And your East is 6 and your West is 9. So it's like opposites there, which is good because that's balanced. So let me look at, good night, Miss Melissa. Okay. So you're going to be consciously putting out a lot of personal power. That actually changes my mind slightly on that impulsiveness, because seeing that your Jupiter is in your South and your East, that is conscious, and the energy you're putting out, that is your conscious actions. So these decisions you're making and these things that you're going to be doing over the next months, remember how I was like, oh, you do need to be careful. But for the most part, when these happen, when you're when you're making these decisions, it's because it is for your personal power. I almost said personal gain, but that's not right. It's personal power. You're really coming into your own right now. You're stepping back into your personal power, which seeing those 2 placements tells me that you've lost it a little bit lately. So in gaining that personal power back, this is something you have to go through. So you are going to have some snap decisions you make that are going to be not really good, but they're going to be good for your personal power right now. Does that make sense? Now, I will say that to the West, that's where your communication and your masculine and feminine and the karma is. So you're going to have to be kind of careful with that. As far as don't let anybody talk you into making a decision. Okay? That's going to be your key, because seeing that your Mercury is in the West, it's also in the North, seeing that those are right there tells me that it's not going to take much for somebody to get you worked up. like, oh, that motherfucker's still talking about you, blah, blah, blah. Do you see you know what I'm saying? It's not going to take much for somebody to push you into doing something. So just make sure that's not a thing. Okay. So when you start to feel like somebody is pushing you, because we all know when somebody's working us up, when you start to feel like someone's working you up, you need to take a step back from them and make sure that they're not working you up into doing something. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, ooh, it got dark. It got dark. I like that you guys on YouTube can totally see the back of my phone. Well, guys, I hope that helps. I'm so glad that made sense, Colleen. I hope all these have helped, and I hope that you guys that have watched this whole time and hung out with us and all the good things. Good night, Miss Penny. I hope you guys learned some things and some stuff, especially about like this next month and going forward. So let me end the YouTube here. Hi, Miss Julie Tools. How are you? You guys on YouTube, thank you for watching this whole time. I'll see you guys later.